accommodations with abundant shopping and gourmet dining. Plan your visit to one of the world's greatest places at WEC.net.
Claire's father said, if you see something you like, I'll reinvest, and he actually bought Ryan's son. Like, Ryan's son actually suited me because he was quite sharp, quite sensitive. So I come out of school, I came up to the house and banged on the window. Come on, watch this horse jump. He was more or less a machine, you know, and not many horses that are the same every day, and he was the same every day. Ears forward, right, where are the jumps?
We used to have a pig called Norman that I used to get on.
He made a sledge for hopscotch and he used to drive it around the field with the kids on it. You just wouldn't do that with your Grand Prix horse, would you, today?
I was in hospital in Stockholm. I said, right, where's my jeans? It's Olympia next week. At least it's not boring what we do.
Giving back has been something that's always been incredibly important to me.
Doesn't matter where you come from all over the world, we are all people. We need to do something together.
I think if you've helped one person, you've made an impact.
This younger generation is what inspires me.
I think an extraordinary life to me would be to take chances, to take risks.
You can't make yourself be iconic. It just, you are.
When I look at a painting and my heart starts beating, that's impact. Or a piece of jewelry, definitely.
Step into the new era of jumping during the Longines League of Nations at World Equestrian Center, Ocala. Tickets are on sale now for Thursday night's thrilling Grand Prix and Saturday's prestigious Longines League of Nations event. Watch the world's 10 best jumping teams featuring Olympic-level athletes in 5-star competition, March 18th through the 23rd. Don't miss this unforgettable week. Visit WEC.net to secure your tickets today. Visit World Equestrian Center, Wilmington, the largest indoor horse show in the Midwest, featuring 42 weeks of hunter-jumper competitions. Our world-class destination offers classes for every level, from crossrails to Grand Prix. Stay in our on-site accommodations and enjoy charming shopping in Vendor Village and family-friendly dining. Plan your visit to Wilmington at WEC.net.
Well, hello and welcome to the World Equestrian Centre here in Ocala. It is the week that we'll see the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala, and tonight's competition is going to be a qualifier for that. It's the Lugano Diamonds qualifier. I'm Adam Cromerty, Katie Stazak alongside me. Katie, it's going to be a full field tonight, and we're going to have a full qualifier here on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. The field is tremendous here. It's so exciting. Kent Farrington is here. He has been on absolute fire and has won 2 World Cup qualifiers this season. The reigning Olympic individual gold medalist is here, is Christian Kukuk, and we have 47 lined up for this afternoon's qualifier.
Well, Bernardo Costa Cabral is our course designer this week. Always does an amazing job. We see him all over the world. He's built World Cup finals in the past. It's going to be interesting to see what he's got in store for these guys.
Yeah, it's a big enough track. It's certainly a beautiful track. All of the course designers talk about this venue in just having really limitless options when it comes to material, and it's just a stunning course. They always go above and beyond at this venue, especially for special events like this one. We saw it really for the first time with the Longines League of Nations last season, and they've continued that trend here for their very first World Cup week.
And I think the time allowed is going to come into play tonight as well. It's 74 seconds tonight, which in a smaller arena would be bags of time, but it seems like it's definitely going to be part of the test out here.
I think so. This arena is massive. Riding in this arena, there is so much room, and when you think they can't fit more jumps in the arena, they absolutely can, and there's still plenty of room in them. There'll be so many kind of longer lines off your eye, 8, 9, 10 strides, and it can be very, very easy as a rider to get lost. You can certainly use the space if you need it as a training round, but if you're going to be competitive and be within that time allowed, you have to be thinking about where you're going to make your turns and be most efficient.
Well, every single week we try and make it as interactive here as possible, and you can do that again tonight if you want to tell us where you're watching from. If you've got any questions about the competition, about the weekend, about the sport in general, you can search for Adam Cromerty on Instagram. And of course, we're also live on the FEI YouTube channel and on FEI Jumping, as well as Clip My Horse. So if you're watching on the FEI YouTube channel or on Facebook, then of course you can stick your questions and let us know where you're watching in the comments box. We'll keep an eye on all that good stuff as we progress through. But here's our runners and riders as we get set and ready for this Lugano Diamonds qualifier. You've already mentioned some of the big names, Katie, but on every single page there's people that have been to finals, Olympics, championships.
Yeah, it's absolutely loaded. You know, on the second page of the start list alone, you're looking at the likes of Erin Vale, Laura Kraut, Kent Farrington, and you can't even, overlook the likes of Hunter Holloway on that list, though a bit younger than the others. And you just continue on. A lot of people going to be fighting this week for those final points and an opportunity to go to World Cup finals in Basel, and that just makes the competition even more exciting.
And good to see Eve Jobs back as well. It's been ages since I've seen her on board.
Yeah, she took a little bit of a break from top-level sport, kind of focused on school, and then for the last couple of years, she's been jumping mostly 2-stars, and as of late, and within the last year, she's made a real push to get back up to the top level. She's super talented, she's well-mounted, and I'm excited to see her with this newer horse.
And her partner, Harry Charles, there, back with another ride. He's got a couple in this one. Will Simpson, certainly no stranger to this arena. He's here with multiple rides every single week, but all the way through to the very end. I mean, it really is a who's who. Absolutely.
And Christian Kukuk riding a former horse of Richard Vogel's that Richard was so successful with. I'm really looking forward to seeing what those two can do together.
And Carly Anthony went well at Washington when we were there for that leg of the World Cup. And for those that have been following the North American League, it's been such a fast season. I can't believe we're getting down to the finale, the final leg here.
Yeah, it's really come up quick. It has taken us here, there, and everywhere to some new and exciting venues as well. And Carly Anthony, one of them, where it's going to be kind of down to the wire, and she's going to be fighting to kind of stake her claim and earn her place to go to Basel.
I think this may be the qualifier that brings about the most change to those standings.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone wants to compete at this venue. It's magnificent. Add on top of that, that most people are in South Florida and Central Florida this time of year. It's a 5-star, and it's a World Cup. So I think there are so many elements that are going to make up for a very thrilling finale. But this is the last chance, and people want to see if they can give themselves a shot.
Well, we're getting set and ready to see that first partnership. We can see one of our ground jury there getting ready to see the first one come down the tunnel. We're going to take a very short pause in the action, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Well, the stage is set. We're ready to get underway. The best of luck to all involved in this one. It's a top field, and we're going to be starting here with Spencer Smith, HHS Seattle. Represents the United States of America. It's a horse he knows very well. We've seen him placed pretty much all over the world with this one. I remember watching him at the Dublin Horse Show and put in such a great performance. It's a real championship type, this one.
Yeah, this is a lovely horse. It's been a great partner for Spencer. Such a talented young professional. He runs his own Mansai stables out of Wellington. He does that alongside fellow young professional for the U.S. and Daisy Farish. He's also riding several horses and has been supported for the last few years by Georgina Bloomberg's Gotham Enterprises. His parents run a very successful training operation in Ashland Farm. I mean, through and through, he is entrenched in the sport. And over the last 2 years, he's really had some great results with this one. Super Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think, 1 to 2 is, it's not too tough. I think Bernie's given them a bit of a chance just to kind of get that rhythm and get organised. But from then on, the related distances start to come a little bit thicker and faster.
Yeah, the first line is pretty true center to center. But it's quite a related track there. Spencer's done good work of it so far. Again, want to think about the time allowed and be efficient.
74 seconds is all they've got to navigate all the questions that we see out there.
Spencer elected to take the outside track there to the combination. Here they sweep into the triple bar. Easy 4 strides to that very narrow upright. Again, he's doing a nice job being efficient, staying on the rhythm. This is a power test here. Vertical oxer combination. Right to this Liverpool oxer. Now they'll continue sweeping left to this delicate plank. And a final 5 strides to the last. A super job there by Spencer. He made that look easy. So smooth.
And well within that time allowed. 67.77. Remember that time allowed 74 seconds. So Spencer Smith gives us that first clear.
Marched right in, stuck to his plan.
Yeah, he did a great job out there. I was just going to say, less experienced course designers might be a little bit nervous, but I don't think Bernie will be. I think he's set the test perfectly, and I think he'll understand just how top this pair are going first. It was a great Pathfinder for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I think the course is very well set. It definitely has its technical challenges. It's not too big, but it's big enough. There's always a lot of atmosphere in this arena. There's a lot to take in, but also the horses do tend to really jump well in this arena because there is so much that is impressive and different and catches the horse's eye. And you'll notice horses tend to jump particularly well in here.
Well, let's head to Canada for the first time here in the Lugano qualifier. It is Jacqueline Stephens-Daly. It's a 15-year-old gelding. It's by Darko. It's called Freaky. We saw them win the first round of the Canadian Jumper Championships at the Royal. It's got incredible foot speed. This horse really covers the ground, and we've seen them win quite a few classes together.
Yeah, this is a wonderful partnership. This horse is very quick and very versatile. He's done everything from winning, speed contests to jumping in Nations Cups. The horse missed about a year between May of 2023 and to last year. And I know that Jacqueline is just so thrilled to have the horse back. Took 2 wins again last year at Angelstone and Tryon. And really every round I think is just a gift to her. She really deserves credit for producing this horse every step of the way. I mean, they started in the U25.
Yeah, and she's brought it all the way up. And she has to ride every single stride with this horse. It wouldn't be everyone's horse. It wouldn't be the easiest one to ride. I think she does a very nice job, and they've really built that relationship and that trust, and the rideability is just improved.
She rode that well. She knew she had to carry a lot of pace, but now she's just got to rein it back in. Oh,
takes the last.
It just caught up with her.
68-1-2. Just that final fence coming down there. Jacqueline Stephens-Daly and Freaky for Canada finishes up on the 4 and all the way around to that final line.
I think she's got to be really happy with that still. The horse looks fresh and is jumping great, has plenty of power to him. She had to ride some of the lines a little bit more forward, and then the horse just got a little bit unraveled there late. But I think that's a great sign that he's feeling fresh for the rest of the week.
Just hope that's good enough to get her through into the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup here on Saturday. Right, we've got lots of people getting involved on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram, so we'll get to those, but we've got this man here already, and we wish him the best of luck. Francisco Goyamillier and PSD de Muse, the 10-year-old mare, this one. Got Clinton lines in there. They represent Spain.
This is another naturally quick horse. Francisco actually started the North American League season with us in Traverse City, and this is the first time we've seen him since, so book-ending the season here in Ocala. He splits his time between Wellington as well as in Barcelona, Spain, where he's from. He's had this horse for almost a year now. Clint Sulmoni of Switzerland actually developed her, and Luis Sabino was riding the mare before Francisco took over the ride.
It's a good adjustment down there.
Yeah, that line rides a little bit on the outside track. Well, this line certainly gives you an option. And the way the time is playing, you want to take more of this outside track, but there is the option to take more of an inside track there in 7. I thought that line there to the triple bar to the vertical would be a bit influential. We'll see how that plays. So far, they mastered it well. Same thing with that power line again, coming to this careful plank and to this last distance. There's really a lot of adjustment that has to be made there. But again, done very well.
Yeah, 70.62 inside that time and guarantees us a jump off. So we will go to a jump off against the clock here in the Lugano Diamonds qualifier. 2 clears. 1 for Spain and 1 for the United States of America. And a long way to go. 44 left here in this first round. Quick hi to Ollie, says he's watching from the Netherlands. Patricia Wolf's in the Netherlands as well. Minty's watching in Sweden. Poison Apple says, I like Charles Owen helmets. Oh, tell us why. And while you do that, we're going to get Cian O'Connor underway. He rides Bentley de Surrey. This is a great partnership. It's a 14-year-old gelding. It's had quite a bit of experience. Went to Cian at the end of fall last year, and within a couple of months he was jumping, one of the biggest Grand Prix in the world in Geneva. But he's a top horseman.
Yeah, and he's got an exciting string of horses at the moment. He's brought in a couple of new ones within the last year. He got this one in the fall. Emma Emanuelsson of Sweden was riding him out on the Western European League, and they had just a wonderful record. Nations Cup events at Falsterbo, Brussels, Hickstead, top 3 in the 5-star Grand Prix at Oslo. And Cian's been building the horse up slowly. They're still very much getting to know one another. But this is a really talented mare, and shows so immediately with the effort over the first fence.
It really suits him, this horse. Definitely a line that makes them think.
Yeah, and Cian stays a little bit more inside and does the 7. It works out beautifully for him. Just sailing around at the moment.
Yeah, on paper, that's one of the lines you'd be looking out for, but actually it's just riding very nicely. Because as long as you get that good approach into the triple bar and you get nice and close to the front element, think you're going to be fine down that line, even though it's a very skinny vertical.
Yeah, this mare is just super adjustable, has all the stride and scope, and made that look like a breeze.
Well, 70.94. We add another one to the list that will return for our jump off against the clock, and I'd keep an eye on that pair. I think they're going to be competitive when they return. Hi to Melanie Grossman, who's just joined us watching in Denmark. Don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook Live, let us know where you're watching. And if you've got any questions about the competition, about the sport in general, do get them in. But that was a great round there from Kian. Did a phenomenal job. Right, let's go to Harry Charles next then. Olympic gold medalist, of course, and rides a horse called Sherlock. Already had an appearance or two on the North American World Cup League. He's got an amazing string of horses at the moment. Of course, his dad, a Olympic medalist as well. This is another nice horse. I think that's sort of going to be the line of tonight. That
I was just thinking the same thing. The amount of the kind of horsepower that we have here this week, it's just tremendous. I mean, this is another really, really wonderful horse, a top class caliber horse that Harry's been partnered with since the horse's 4-year-old year. He knows him inside and out. They won a 5-star Grand Prix at London last summer, well placed on the Western European League. Last year, we also saw them compete at Santa Anita for our Los Angeles leg. And Harry's spending more and more time in North America. He's here for a good 6 months out of his year now.
Yeah, I think he's enjoying himself over here.
How could you not?
It's certainly warmer, let me tell you.
That's why I'm here.
This is a horse he thinks so much of. Ooh. Yes, gets the job done. 69.66. Obviously well within that time, and the time allowed has been altered. It was 74, but our course designer can, in consultation with the ground jury, elect to reduce that, and it has been reduced to now 72 seconds. And I think that was quite wise, because we've already seen 3 clears out of, 5 gone? And they're all well within that time.
The horses are just jumping brilliantly, and there are technical tests out there, but this is quite a cast.
Yeah, and people might be sitting thinking, well, what difference is 2 seconds going to make? But actually, all the difference in the world.
A lot.
It just adds that little bit of pressure on.
For sure.
Right, let's get Michaela Langmeyer underway next. 13-year-old mare she's sitting on, called Mimosa van der Robeek. Represents the USA. Had the horse for probably about 3 years now, and we've seen them win Grand Prix here in the past. I've seen her at Spruce Meadows last summer, jumped some nice double clears there, had a top 10 finish. And I think she's, one of these riders who's just a real testament to the equitation system here in the US, because she did so well doing her equitation throughout her junior years and now making a big name for herself in the senior ranks.
She sure has been talented from the start and came up, through the traditional route and system here in America through the equitation ranks. And you'll notice that in how smoothly she rides a track. Michaela, of course, won the ASPCA McLean National Championship. That was in 2015. And in doing so, she actually made it so that she was the first mother-daughter pair to win the championship, as her mother, Linda Langmeyer, also took that win back in 1983, and they continue to work together. Michaela is such a hard worker. She's a tough, gritty rider, and she is absolutely, going to be a force and really is the future for U.S. show jumping. Just cut the turn in a little bit there and took down the triple bar. But she is coming in on quite a high, just finishing 3rd in the World Cup qualifier at Thermal with this mare. She's been really starting to make a name for herself at this level as the pieces have come together.
Yeah, that was a real shame. What a tiny mistake, and it's going to end up being so costly for her, because the rest of the course she's
nailed.
She's certainly, yeah, absolutely.
And was so patient to that plank, and the mare wanted to get keen and strong. She didn't get in a fight or a wrestling match. She stayed patient and tall with her body and made that work so well. just cut that corner a little bit short. Mare kind of fell in a little bit with that right shoulder to the triple bar. The rest was just foot perfect.
Poison Apple is asking, Katie, how many nations are being represented? And that's the sort of thing you would know.
It is the sort of thing I would know. I know there are 41 athletes total competing here this week, and I can bring up that number with you momentarily.
There's a lot of nations.
Yes, it is quite the international cast. We do have 10 nations represented here.
I was going to guess more, but you're always right. Aaron Vale is next to go. This is Carasamio 25 for the United States of America. Aaron Vale, one of the riders I enjoy watching the most because you see him on so many different types. He doesn't really have a type of a horse, I don't think.
No, he really doesn't. He can ride anything. Aaron Vale, his business is called Thinks Like a Horse, and that is the best way to describe Aaron. He's just a master, and he has ridden so many types of horses throughout his long and successful career, but this may be the most talented horse that he's ever been partnered with. And they were shortlisted for the Olympic Games last year. It was a big campaign for them in 2024. That was really their first full season together. They spent a lot of that time in Europe, part of the winning Nations Cup effort with Team USA in Dublin in August. And now this year, I think, they'll again make another case for being on teams, but maybe they can take a little bit of a breath this year, and continue to grow that partnership, because this is a very talented horse and a very talented rider, and you just saw them have a little bit of a disagreement there coming to that combination.
Yeah, that was a shame. He just got a little bit fussy in the mouth, and Aaron then tried to make a bit of space to sort it out and just didn't quite get it together there. But this horse has always had good quality, but I think Aaron's just done an amazing job of putting those kind of finishing touches on there. He's got him going more forward. He's got him going across the jumps a bit more. When they first joined forces, the time allowed was sometimes an issue, and he's sorted that out. So not quite their night, but I think that's definitely a great partnership. And if they do manage to qualify here for Saturday, I certainly wouldn't rule them out. I don't think that round was indicative, or that score indicative to
absolutely
what you could
not.
expect to see.
I think the horse is actually, a little bit fresh, a little bit keen, and should be a bit more level, later in the week coming to Saturday, should they be able to sneak in.
Ollie says good decision with the 72 seconds. I think it's going to help the whole competition, Ollie. I think it was a great decision. Anderson's watching in Brazil. Good to have you with us. And remember as well, if you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube, feel free to hit that share button as well. Let your friends know that they can enjoy the action. And of course, all the action available to watch on demand as well via Clip My Horse. But Hunter Holloway is next. Hunter, a regular face here. And she's been jumping this horse pretty well over the last few weeks. She's been getting some great results with them. It's been really interesting to watch this pair kind of come together.
Yeah, they were jumping, 2 stars in National Grand Prix, and then all of a sudden you saw them at the 5-star level, and it was just kind of a breakout moment for the horse that really showed how much Hunter believed in the mare to just step her up like that. And now they're really starting to find their footing at this top level, as Hunter's really developed her for the last 2 years. We saw them in Traverse City, and looked very good a couple of weeks ago in the 4-star Grand Prix that was here when they were top 5.
Yeah, the Henry Jota horses have got a good reputation. This one's known as Ariel in the barn, and her grandsire Cathargo's produced some great young stock. Ariel herself's got some good foals on the ground as well. Quite a striking horse.
Yeah, again, a very modern type, very quick across the ground, quick up front, very careful. Hunter did a great job reacting there, keeping her straight. Yeah, horse looks super. I think they're really confident right now.
Yeah, certainly giving her a good feeling out there tonight. Hunter Holloway clear for the United States of America. Coming back to that jump off against the clock a little bit later. You can see that big smile from Hunter as well as she heads out.
Love to see it.
She's been building and building with this one, and it's really starting to pay off.
Yeah, exactly. Hunter was based in Kansas for many years and now spending, more and more time out here in Ocala, and it's done well for her, helping her produce her horses.
A quick hello to Paige Moritzen, who is watching in Aitkin, South Carolina. So you're going to stay all the way through to the end, Paige, because I think this is going to be a cracking jump off when we get there. Sean Jobin also hopes he's going to be there. He's got our Cougar coming forward tonight, representing Canada. 14-year-old gelding. This one is by Arco, so got good traditional lines in this one. And Sean's been doing a nice job with this. He was originally from Toronto. I think he's actually based here in Ocala these days, though, and maybe up in Ohio too.
Yeah, he spent a good bit of time at the World Equestrian Center at both venues. Of course, Sean, the 2023 Canadian champion, that was with another mount in Coquelicot. Been partnered with this one about a year and a half now. They had a nice win at Spruce Meadows last summer. A lot of success at meter 45 and meter 50, but kind of looking to break through in kind of these bigger events, taking that next step up.
Yeah, the mare has quite a lot of blood, and normally Sean just manages to kind of keep everything nice and relaxed. And I think tonight, he's just having to take a check, and then she gets a little bit fussy.
Yeah, it's looking just a little bit more hurried tonight.
But yeah, that was his first time at Spruce Meadows last summer, and he rode through that infamous clock tower. It was a national tournament, so one of the kind of biggest of the summer, and he went on to have a win at his first time there. So I think that would be a good memory for him. But tonight, it's certainly not the round he hoped for. 16 in total, 69-11. Sean Jobin there in our Cougar for Canada. But I think he will be doing some work over the next day or two, and I think even if he doesn't make it through to Saturday's competition, we've got another big one here on Sunday. We've got a competition tomorrow, so there's lots of opportunities. And again, they could easily finish top 10 as the weekend goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a lot away from this, a lot of homework. But sometimes, a small thing can lead to, a big fix and a big improvement. There's so many details. From the warm-up to the tack, it's all in how your preparation comes together in the moment and in the ring.
Hi to Drama Eaters Hub. Hope I pronounced that right. Watching from Sharjah in the UAE. And Violet talking about the last horse we saw, saying that horse is so beautiful. Thanks for getting in touch, you two. Right, let's get Laura Kraut underway now. One of the very best in the world. Such an important member of Team USA as well. She's got Dorado 212 in this one.
Laura is absolutely one of the most important members of Team USA. She has been an incredible team rider, of course, Olympic gold medalist, now two-time Olympic silver medalist. With this horse, gold medalist at the Pan American Games in 2023. They also jumped at Nations Cup finals that year. And Laura has a tremendous string at the moment between this horse, Valentinu, Bisquetta. Any of them could jump clear in a 5-star Grand Prix. So exciting times for her still.
Yeah, it is an exciting time for sure to have that string. I mean, breadth, depth, and everything in between.
And she can share it too. She can share it with her family. She has 2 grandchildren now. And what kind of memories that she's able to share with them still. And gosh, imagine having Laura Kraut as your grandmother. I mean, role models do not get cooler than that.
Exactly. Well, 69.90, Team USA takes another one through into that jump off against the clock. 6 clears at this stage. Well, we've got the USA in there. We've got Great Britain. We've got Ireland. We've got Spain. I think we're going to see another nationality or 2 qualify for the jump off as things progress. France in here as well. Germany, Portugal, Czech Republic, Ecuador. Lots of nationalities journeying here. I think we're going to be staying with the home nation. Kent Farrington getting ready to come forward next. You see him just doing his girth up at the in gate there, making those final preparations. Good thing to always check before you walk through the gate, so that you don't go splat.
Tack malfunctions are not fun. Always check your tack, not just the girth, the bridle, everything.
Kent Farrington here then, one of the very best in the world, of course, and if you follow the sport, you'll certainly know this man. Currently ranked number 3 in the Longines World Rankings. He's got Mila coming forward here, 10-year-old mare by Crunch. Been together since last summer, and Kent spent such a lot of time getting to know this horse, and then gradually started to add on some pressure. Had their first Grand Prix win at Centaur back in June of last year, and since then has really never looked back with this one.
Kent is a master when it comes to producing a horse. He really takes his time. I think he's the best in the world at managing his horses and their showing. You don't find him, his horses going every single weekend. He really chooses where to place them and give them the best chance to succeed. There is no rider that is hotter at the moment than Kent Farrington. He won the World Cup qualifier at Thermal 2 weeks ago with Telena. He also won a 4-star Grand Prix here last month with Telena. He won a 5-star Grand Prix in Wellington with Greya. And he has 2 very talented mares here this week as well. In this one, Mila and Orifina. And Kent is so good about just walking his plan and sticking to his plan. His horses can be a little bit on the smaller side, maybe don't have the giant step, but they have the incredible foot speed. So sometimes he's going to do an extra number here or there, end up faster, but he doesn't let what everyone else is doing, affect his plan.
Well, very close to the end there to take that other rail, but it's going to finish up on 8 faults here. 69.64 there. World number 3, Kent Farrington for the United States of America. Just having a look down the start list to see if he had another horse. He does.
He has Orifina,
coming later.
Yes.
So he'll be coming towards the end again. I'd like to see him in the jump off, because
sure
you're right,
would.
His horses don't have that ground coverage, but I think they're quick, they're brave, and they're normally very clever as well.
Yes.
I'd say he definitely has a type.
Oh, for sure. He absolutely has a type. He's pretty open about that, but also he makes them into his type. He looks for those qualities, but he produces them from quite often young ages, and they're molded into his program. It's incredible.
A quick hello to Vincent Day watching from the Grand Canyon in Arizona. Marlene's watching from the Netherlands, and Annika from Finland or Sweden. Always get confused, and she's put the flag. You've got to tell me the name. Don't rely on the flags.
How does one get cell reception in the Grand Canyon? That's what I'd like to know. So Wi-Fi in the Grand Canyon.
Let us know, Vincent. And while you do that, we'll get Cara Chad underway. Igor GPH, 12-year-old KWPN by Harley, this one. Cara from Calgary in Canada originally. And she's been a part of the sport along with her sister for as long as I can remember, really.
Yeah, they've been successful since they were junior and young riders, Cara and Brett and Chad, and now they each run their own respective businesses. Cara working alongside her now fiance in Matt Sampson. Congratulations to them. That was a recent development. This has been a wonderful horse for Cara. This is their 3rd season together now, and they've had some very big results in their career. That includes a top 5 finish in the 5-star Grand Prix at Thunderbird Show Park. That was back in 2023. They've been competing almost exclusively in Europe for the last year. So nice to see them back stateside.
It's not only a great relationship her and Matt have, it's a great partnership as well.
Yeah.
They work so hard. They're literally the first person here in the morning, probably the last person to leave.
2 really lovely, friendly, positive, hardworking individuals. And Cara's giving a super ride here. This is challenging late in the course. The horses really build. You have to gallop up and have the power for that oxer line, and then come back for those steadying lines and that delicate plank. And your horse is naturally building late in the course anyway. That is challenging, and Cara managed that beautifully.
Yeah, you can see those massive pats as well. She was giving Igor on the way out tonight. She'll be very happy with that. and we'll see her back later. She brings us up to 7 clears now. Zach, the equestrian, says he's watching from the middle of nowhere.
Where's that?
No idea. Poison Apple's watching in Salt Lake City. Violet says she's watching in England, supposed to be working, but this is too good. Well, you've got to stay with us till the end now, Violet. You can't leave us.
We
We'll
won't
get
tell
lonely
anyone.
without you. We won't. Who wants to work? Michael Walton is next. Viva La Vida RW represents the United States of America here with this one. A 10-year-old gelding. Got Cambridge lines in there. And I think he'll be enjoying this round here tonight.
Yeah, this is a
loves this
very,
horse.
very exciting horse for Michael. Lorenz is, oh my, almost came off the side there.
He's struggling a little bit just to get that control back.
Well, at this point, you know now it's just a training round. So regroup, try to put it behind you, and just come away with a positive experience. This is an exciting horse. So you don't want to undo everything here. You take what you can, and this horse just really wants to go hard right. It looks like he's going to just elect to retire.
I think that was the right thing to do. I think he's almost kind of crossing his jaw over this horse.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen him do that before, I don't think. Maybe just not having the night he was hoping for there. But he loves that horse. He gets on very well with the horse, so that'll be one to kind of look out for over the weekend. But you can see him really kind of drifting through that shoulder. And I don't know how he managed to stay on there. I think, some would be out the side door.
Right, and he nearly was. He did a good job, but the horse was just, he was off to the left side and the horse is going off to the right side. But they have a ton of nice results at meter 45. They're stepping up in a big way, and they're just going to continue putting those pieces together as they build up. But it's a very nice horse.
Lily Keenan also representing the home nation. Rides Kick On for the USA, the 11-year-old stallion by Warrior. Of a Caratino Glory mare. And, she's been really getting to know this horse very well, and now starting to become more and more consistent at the higher levels with this one.
This is an outstanding horse. You look at this horse and it's like the perfect horse. I mean, has perfect conformation. He's a beautiful, beautiful stallion, and he just seems to have all the pieces. He and Lily are proving to be a tremendous partnership. They had a bit of a heartbreaking rail in Thermal. They were just outside the top 12, and they made so much of the course look like a walk in a park. It really was a heartbreaker, and Lily was pretty dejected after the round, and completely took all the blame on herself. It was quite something. She really loves this horse.
Yeah, she just kind of glides around these courses.
Yeah.
It's a shame. That kind of bending line's caught a couple of them.
It's set for sure on the half stride. You really have to make a committed choice to stay in or go very, very wide out to make the 8 strides fit. But I think with that little bit of pressure that's been put on with those 2 seconds deducted, I think it kind of dares people to have to stay in on for the 7 there. Kind of just getting a little bit keen there late.
Well, just finishes on the 4 jumping faults, but also that time allowed, I think, for the first time, for those that have just had rails, certainly. 1 time fault added on. So 5 total there. Lily Keenan and Kick On for the USA. But that's one of these horses you'd like to take home.
Yeah. Lily saw that horse with Amanda Derbyshire and David Blake, and immediately knew that she wanted the horse. She said he was really only with Amanda and David for a couple of weeks before she stole him off to her stable.
Well, Rennie Dittmer takes us to Germany next. Jumpy van der Hermitage, 16-year-old by Tulin. It's got Darko lines in there as well. Louisa was on YouTube saying, is there any Germans here?
Oh, there are a few.
We've delivered for you. We've delivered. But Rennie's enjoying a lot of time here in North America and having some great results while he's here as well.
He came over for the North American League for the first time last season, and it was a breakout performance. He was so successful with Corsica last year. Haven't seen as much of him on the league this season, but he's made his appearances count. Also top 10 in Toronto in the fall with Corsica. This is a wonderfully successful veteran horse, previously ridden by Isabella Rusakov, and before that, Abdel Said. Renee just got him in the fall, so they're getting to know one another, but I think this could be a nice pairing.
No, definitely.
And I think Rene does such an amazing job because he is so tall and has, not only long legs, but such a long upper body. And that's a lot to manage in the saddle. And he does it very, very well. He's 6'4", 6'5", at least.
Those are all issues I've never had to contend.
Yes, same.
But yeah, Rennie does a great job just keeping that core strength. And I'm not sure if we'll see it in a replay, but that penultimate plank, it wobbled and wobbled and wobbled, and I thought it was going to come down, but it's still up. And
thankfully, it's late in the course.
Through.
He doesn't have to wait the whole way around to see if it comes off those cups. He got through those timers quick. Whoa.
Yeah, that was... sometimes in this sport you need some luck.
You sure do.
Well, the very smiley Kristen van der Veen coming forward next. And the way this horse is going, she's got reason to smile, I think. One of the horses bull runs Gira, the 11-year-old gelding by Yuriko. Been placing well here. I think she's been here for maybe the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, Kristen normally makes the rounds. She's traveling a lot to different venues all across Florida and across the country, but she's really, over the last 6 months, she's spent increasingly more time here at the World Equestrian Center, and who could blame her? This horse, I think, is the best she's ever had. She's been developing him for a good 2 years now. He was impressive from day one. I remember watching them jump a 1-star in Ocala at Live Oak back in March of 2022. And he won naturally. But he stepped in and up to World Cup qualifying this season. First time indoors, finished top 3 at Washington. They were also top 6 at Toronto. This could absolutely be a World Cup finals kind of horse.
Yeah, it's a horse that's had all the ingredients. And Kristen's done a nice job of just not rushing him. She's really kind of taken her time. And I think that has paid off.
Yeah, and she's done a good job of moving him up and down. They step up and then she moves him back down to keep him confident. But it's getting smoother and easier for him at the top level.
Kristen's had a lot of nice horses over the years. We've seen her jump in Europe quite a bit as well with her string. I think this would probably be her top horse now. Certainly getting that way. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, this is a fantastic horse. And he's got quite a ways to go to give her the number of international wins that Bull Run's Faustino has given her, but I think he can be a bit more of a championship type of horse for her. The class is starting to level out a little bit.
Yeah, just the odd rail here and there. Inside the time, 70.80. It's 1 down and 4 there. Kristen van der Veen for the USA with Bull Runs Gira. Erica the Equestrian's on YouTube saying she's also watching the middle of nowhere. It seems very busy there. There's going to be traffic jams. And Violet says, our voices are so soothing. It's going to be like a bedtime story.
Why, thank you.
Our voices are going to get more exciting when we get to the jump off.
That's right, where the voice level is going to raise a little bit.
Armick coming forward next. Again, if you're following the sport over here, you'll know this horse. You'll know the man on board as well. Brian Kernane coming forward. 16-year-old gelding now. It's by Armitage. And this is a pair that have been together for, I think, forever. It seems like forever.
Yeah, 8 years now. They've had a tremendous partnership. They've jumped in multiple Nations Cups. All the big dances. This horse has really just been so reliable for Brian over the years. They call him Ben in the stable. and he still remains at the very top of Brian's string. Yeah, looking great so far. Brian running his Glen Bay farm out of Wellington. Got there real easy in 7. This horse has such a big step.
I saw that same thing happening in there as well. It's almost run out of room.
You know, that's a line where you've seen a lot of people have to move up, and Brian could just kind of be steady and patient. A nice finish.
I think he just got that one there. So 8 faults in total, 71.89, but they're long-time friends, that pair.
And Armik's still looking fresh. He could have jumped that course again.
He's certainly got the energy. 16 years of age and just loving life, loving his job.
That is a horse that just exudes power. He is a power type. And yeah, he loves to jump, and he just keeps on going, keeps on giving. Big effort there.
Hi to F Show Jumping says, watching while studying biology. If you've got any questions, let us know. We will make up some answers for you. Brigette is also watching.
It's been a long time since I've studied biology.
We can make it up. How hard can it be? Brigette's in Latvia, and Sally is watching from Austria. And you're about to see Elise Oken come on track with Jovera for the USA, 14-year-old by quality time. Bit of a numero uno mare. That one with some traditional lines in there. Part of the team that won the EEF Nations Cup in Denmark in the past. Partnered with Sean Crooks, of course, and over the years she's had some great input. She's been people like Laura Crichton, of course Nick Skelton, Emil Hendricks. I think all that input is really, really paying dividends now.
Yeah, Lacey is a very hardworking, talented, kind individual. She actually got this mare as an 8-year-old through the Hendricks family. She spent, I believe, almost 4 years developing young horses with Emil Hendricks. And it's been just a super partner for her. They started the season very, very strongly. They finished 3rd in Traverse City. And then the mare had the rest of the year off after Washington. This is just their 2nd show of the year after coming off of that break. Call her Vera in the stable.
Shake of her head on the way around there. Get her focused again for this line.
Takes a little bit of a reset there. That was a good job. You need all the rideability for this line. Yeah, super ride there. Oh, she's hustling late. Good work.
To move up a little bit. And I think if she hadn't moved up, she'd actually got a time fault.
Yep.
So although she moved up for the distance, I think it also helped her get inside there. Elise Oken through then for the United States of America. And I think she'll be very happy with that. It was a super round. And a great reaction to the last. She really had to work there.
Yeah, she rode that super. Mare jumped great. Looking very, very good here.
Nixie says, is there an order of go for this posted? There is. You can head to longinetiming.com. It's longinetiming.com. Obviously, select the event because they also do some skiing and stuff, and you don't want that. So select the right event and obviously click on Thursday because that's today. And then the class, and then you'll be able to see the live results as well. You'll be able to see that clock running on your computer. You'll see the leaderboard, but there's also a start list on there. Normally there's a course plan. I couldn't see one earlier, but it might be up by now.
Yeah, I haven't seen one either. Right, let's get Daniel Coyle underway next then. Represents Ireland.
He's one that's won here a lot in the past. And not to use the obvious line, but this horse really is incredible. It was a new ride for Daniel last year. And they went over looking for horses in Europe, and Jerome Doubledam mentioned that he knew of this one. And as soon as Ariel Grange, who's Daniel's owner, went to look at this with Daniel, immediately there was something they both liked. So they just bought it there and then. And it really has worked out.
Yeah, the horse is absolutely deserving of his name. He's been a super partner for Daniel. They clicked almost instantly, and that is a testament to Jerome Doubledam. Also, just knowing the type of horse that would suit Daniel. Spent a bit of time in Europe at the end of last year. They took a win at London in December, and looking really good here. They're also top 10 at Washington. And just brilliantly ridden.
Just breezy around.
Yeah.
Nicely done. 70.04. Congratulations for Daniel Coylan. Incredible. Heading through there for Ireland. Daniel holding on to the world rankings at the moment. Ranks 21st in the world. And his world rankings are so deserved. The way he's kind of climbed those and just stayed really consistent.
Yes, it is very difficult to climb the world rankings, and you really can't do it with one talented horse. You need to have a true fleet of 5-star horses and be consistent and travel to the big events. And Daniel has really just done it all and taken it in stride.
And Daniel Coyle's uncle has just sent us a message on Facebook Live. Via Amy Gormley, who says, please give a shout out to Darren Coyle, who's watching his nephews Daniel and Jordan, and he's watching in Derry, Ireland right now. So hopefully he's going to see a win tonight.
Yeah, well, congratulations to him. He's got quite a lot of talent in his family.
Nina Malavey already on track out there with Nika van de Bishop representing France. And this is a rider who came over to the North American League, I think, for the first time this year. I hadn't seen her before this year. I saw her at Washington, I think, for the first time.
Yeah.
And this girl can ride.
She sure can. This is a very talented U25 rider and made her World Cup debut at Washington. She's been riding for the Rain family now for good 2 years, possibly almost 3 years, and she's had success from ponies to the international ranks, and she was kind of identified as a rider with talent from a very young age, and she's been well supported with opportunity. This, of course, is the horse that Aaron Ballard took to the Paris Olympic Games, previously ridden by Beth Underhill, and now getting a chance with Nina, and how exciting for her.
But not only does she sit well, she's also so reactive. You could see her down that line. As soon as she landed, she knew she just had to close things down a little bit. She had to take a bit of a check.
I mean, she rides with a poise far beyond her years and experience. Just that is an exciting start to that partnership.
Well, she's clear. Nina Malavey heading through for France there with Nika van de Bishop. 69.77, taking France through to that jump off. And we're up to 11 clear rounds. 26 left to come here in the first round of the Lugano Diamonds qualifier. They're looking to qualify for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala. Final leg on the North American League coming your way this Saturday. Really nice round there from Nina. I think she is going to be smiling for a long time after that. Must have been such a nice feeling gliding round there.
Sure looked it.
Yeah, she absolutely did. Eve Jobs next up. Cantabruno for the United States of America. Great to see Eve back. If you're with us right at the start of the coverage, as we went through the start list, I was saying I haven't seen her in the ring, and Katie was telling us that she's been out there in the kind of 2 stars, but great to see her back on board again and back at the top of the sport.
Yeah, this is an exciting horse for her. A very new partnership. They only debuted internationally last month. This horse was jumping on the Western European League with a Finnish rider in Ara Vasama. Eve got the gelding at the end of last year. They were top 10 in a 4-star Grand Prix in Wellington just last week to set up for this competition. And of course, Eve has had a lot of success in the saddle. She jumped the 2019 Pan American Games and World Cup finals. That was with a wonderful horse called Venue. And then she kind of took a little bit of a break from top-level sport. She was pursuing her college education, and now she's fully committed to the sport and pursuing the top levels again alongside her partner, Harry Charles.
And, you know, although that's all very impressive, I think her biggest accolade is that she can recite all the presidents' names, last name only, in order within 10 seconds. That's impressive.
It is impressive. I have to see how many years you can hold on to that kind of skill. Is that one that fades as you get older, or does it stay with you? A beautiful round, just a single time fault, but great to see Eve back at the level and just marching around with confidence like she never left.
Yeah, hopefully she won't be too disappointed about that time fault, because the horse jumped its heart out. She did a great job, and you know, just over the time there. It's so easy to do in a big arena like this. But to come back and put in a performance like that tonight, that was class.
Yeah, this looks like a class horse.
Madeline says, does anyone know if BZ Madden's here? I don't think BZ's riding tonight. She was here last week.
Yeah, she is not here this week.
But someone that is here is Kamagodek, and she joins us next with Charissa for the United States of America, another one who's been basing here at the World Equestrian Centre. A number of horses. She imports quite a lot over from Europe. Charissa's 14 years of age, a nice mare by Clarimo, got Casal lines on the dam side. And Kama's had quite a busy season, and I don't know if she's done it yet, but she messaged me a couple of weeks ago to say that she was also going to be competing in the dressage.
Right, there's a CDI happening this week, and I believe you're right, Adam, she was intending to compete potentially in both this week. Kama, of course, from Fairfax Station, Virginia, spending more and more time here, particularly in the winters. She's had this one for about a year and a half now. This is a really nice mare. Quite a trier. Very honest. Just can be a little bit sensitive in the connection. Definitely prefers that hackamore. And I know, Adam, you've told the story about when Kama tried this mare. It was in the spit, and Kama just took it home with her.
Yeah, she did. I mean, I think it was still quite a good deal for who was selling the horse. I don't think they minded too much that she wanted the bridle as
That's
well.
fair.
Yeah, I mean, Kama's been stepping this horse up and down, and you know, there would certainly been a lot of improvement with this one. It's a nice, happy-looking sort. It kind of goes around with its ears forward, and
yeah, it looks like a very sweet horse.
Just pulling her past that distance a little bit towards the end. Bit of a yeehaw on the way home. But finishes up on the 12th tonight. 70.05 there for Kamagodek and Charissa for the United States of America. And good luck to Kama. She's in the dressage later today. I don't know when it starts, but it might be later today. Who knows?
I believe it went earlier today. I'll have to look if she was in it.
Yeah, I don't think there's many people that do the jumping and the dressage. We've just been told it starts tomorrow.
Okay.
So she's off to learn her test, probably. The freestyle, for anyone who wants to see it, Saturday, 5 o'clock. If you follow freestyle dressage, that's when it's to music. Always the most fun to watch, I think.
Yeah,
that's
agreed.
Saturday at 5. Right, let's get Kyle Tim underway. Candor Mail next for Canada. Canada's got some good riders here, actually. This horse by Lando, 13-year-old gelding.
Kyle is back in North America after kicking off his season in Spain on the Sunshine Tour. Spent a good amount of time in Europe, had some nice finishes on the Global Champions Tour at the end of last year. And this one has been ridden by several Canadian riders. Sarah Tyndall had the ride, then Beth Underhill, and then Kyle got the ride. But they've been partnered pretty consistently now for about 2 years.
And just been getting to know each other. Keeps getting better and better. touches that back rail. Yeah, just one down today there. Finishes up in 68.93. Goes 14th at the moment, so will probably be outside the prize money. Always 12 in FEI competitions in terms of placings, but with the number of starters we have, that will be extended a little bit. I don't think he's going to finish up in the money today, but that might be good enough to qualify here for Saturday.
I think it will. I think that was a really lovely ride. You know, for 99%, you know, I thought that was really smooth and confident for them.
Well, we've got one more left to see, and then we're going to take a little pause in the action, just do some arena maintenance. And then, of course, we'll see the rest of the first round. And boy, it's going to be an exciting jump off. 11 clears so far. They all know they're going to have to pull out the stops. Let's get Katie Dinan underway. This is Out of the Blue SCF, Katie Dinan for the United States of America. And this is a horse that they got from Spy Coast Farm with Shane Sweetenham riding this one before, and Shane won so much with this horse. Exciting ride here for Katie.
Yeah, and they've really become a lovely pair together, and you know, it's quite a difference to go from Shane Sweetenham to Katie Dinan, just going from, you know, a male rider to, you know, Katie's a petite built rider. But they have been a great pair. Of course, Katie won the World Cup qualifier at Washington last season, and that day she first tried this horse. A year later this season they finished second. They really are a lot of fun to watch. Katie's already been to the World Cup finals on 5 occasions. This horse could absolutely give her a chance to get back there.
Someone on YouTube is asking about the breeding of this horse, and this one's by Verdi. Katie's just a lovely human as well.
She really is. Always says hello. Friendly, kind, very humble, and very bright. In addition to, you know, being fully committed to this sport, she's also studying in a genetics lab, and it's so fascinating the things that she is working on. Just a very well-rounded individual.
I can't remember for sure, but I think it's something about marine biology that she studies, but that could be wrong. But I think it is biology based, and we had someone doing a biology exam, so if you've got any questions you want us to ask Katie,
yeah, she would be a much better source probably to ask. All I know is that the mitochondria is the heart of the cell.
Oh, there we go. You can put that in your essay if you're someone else is writing a biology essay. Make sure you shoehorn that in somewhere. Right, back here though in this Lugano Diamonds qualifier, we have reached that halfway stage. We've got 22 left to see here in the first round. We've got 11 clears at the moment. Let's take a quick look through that list, because even if we stop now and go on to a jump off, I think we've got enough to make it exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is quite a cast here. Some very quick riders, and we're going to certainly see a few more. Be interesting to see, you know, the final number, if anyone kind of says, all right, I'm going to save my horse for Saturday. But it's safe to say the horses are jumping superbly on this surface.
Echo and Diana said that they can't wait for the jump off, and she has got a quote that she loves, which is, the horses lend us the wings that we lack.
They sure do.
I'm not sure if I did that justice there, but that's her favourite quote.
It's a good one.
Such a shame for Eve Jobs there, but great to see her back, just finishing up on that time fault. Katie Dinan, of course, we just saw on the 3 time faults as well. But, you know, I do think that will be good enough to qualify for Saturday for sure. And what a great setup it is.
Exactly. Exactly. They'll all be looking toward Saturday, and I think quite a few of these that we might not see tonight in the jump off will be set up very well to have a chance to go for it on Saturday.
Obviously, our ring crew are going to come in and do what they do, and the tractors are in, and it's a great chance if you want to ask any questions. If you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook Live, you can pop it in the comments box, or you can send me a message. Just search for Adam Cromarty on Instagram, Be great to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching. If you've got any questions about the competition, about the sport, or if you just want to say hello, it's always nice to know that you are watching. And having a look through the start list, when we pick up the action again, I mean, Andre Tima's coming forward, Laura Kraut's got another one. You mentioned Christian Kukuk as well. He's going to be great with that horse, I think.
Yeah,
but we are
absolutely.
getting set to see some of the very best come through in the second half as well. So do stay with us. We're going to take a very short break and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Giving back has been something that's always been incredibly important to me.
Doesn't matter where you come from all over the world. We are all people. We need to do something together.
I think if you've helped one person, you've made an impact.
This younger generation is what inspires me.
I think an extraordinary life to me would be to take chances, to take risks.
You can't make yourself be iconic. It just, you are.
When I look at a painting and my heart starts beating, that's impact. Or a piece of jewelry, definitely.
Visit World Equestrian Center, Wilmington, the largest indoor horse show in the Midwest, featuring 42 weeks of hunter-jumper competitions. Our world-class destination offers classes for every level, from crossrails to Grand Prix. Stay in our on-site accommodations and enjoy charming shopping in Vendor Village and family-friendly dining. Plan your visit to Wilmington at wec.net.
The most important thing to actually win a class is to first believe that you can do it, even when the odds are not on your side.
Gallops down to the last, up and over.
Of course, by the end of the day, you also need a bit of luck.
The player's father said, if you see something you like or reinvest, and he actually bought Ryanson. Like Ryanson actually suited me because he was quite sharp, quite sensitive. So I come out of school, I came up to the house and banged on the window. Come on, watch this horse jump. He was more or less a machine, you know, not many horses that are the same every day, and he was the same every day. Ears forward, right, where are the jumps?
We used to have a pig called Norman that I used to get on.
He made a sledge for hopscotch and he used to drive it around the field with the kids on it. You just wouldn't do that with your Grand Prix horse, would you, today?
I was in a hospital in Stockholm. I said, right, where's my jeans? It's Olympia next week. At least it's not boring what we do.
Welcome back to the World Equestrian Center, Ocala. We have reached the halfway mark of our first round of competition, and you just were watching a few promos of the other incredible features that you can watch alongside the live show jumping sport at Clip My Horse and FEI.tv. And what you just saw was a bit of a preview of John Whitaker, Not a Normal Life. This is an incredible piece on a legend of our sport, and you can watch it to follow John's journey through time. Let's hit rewind. From humble beginnings on ponies to becoming a global icon in show jumping, John Whitaker's career is filled with unforgettable wins and countless goosebump moments. Dive into the full story on the new ClipMyHorse.tv documentary, John Whitaker, Not a Normal Life. And then, of course, Inner Spirit is a newer series to FEI TV. In the second episode of the captivating new series, Inner Spirit by Longines and FEI take an exclusive journey into the world of elite show jumping with Jean Cedron and Simone Deleste at Akita Lyon. Inner Spirit reveals the heart and soul of this extraordinary sport and takes viewers behind the arenas and into the heart of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Western European League. In every episode, audiences will step into the lives of these equestrian athletes, from the adrenaline-fueled moments before the jump to the quiet reflection in the stables. Catch up on the first episode at FEI.tv.
Well, we've got lots to look forward to for sure, not just on FEI TV, but also in this class as well. 22 left to come forward, already 11 clear. I don't know if you know the answer to this one. Porshing from Brazil says, I'm looking forward to living out of their country during high school and wants to ask if anyone knows of a boarding school for horse riding in the US that accepts foreigners. Do you know that, Katie? I don't.
There are several boarding school programs that offer equestrian here in the US. I don't know if they accept international students, but I would absolutely look it up. A few of them are all girls schools, so you would just have to look into that a little bit. But there have been some really, I think first and foremost of the Ethel Walker School. That's a private college prep boarding and day school. That's in Simsbury, Connecticut, so maybe look that one up. And there are a few other programs. I don't know whether they take international students, but it's absolutely worth looking into, and those programs do exist here.
See, we can answer absolutely anything. If you've got any more questions, just pop it in the comments box on YouTube or Facebook and send a message via Instagram. Just search for Adam Cromarty. Sarah Shajra says, beautiful arena. And Neela says, what is that big building in the back? A hotel. It is a hotel, and it's one of 2 hotels that they've got on site, and probably more to come, I would imagine.
Yes, that is the Equestrian Hotel. It is the backdrop of this arena, which is aptly named the Grand Arena. It is a 5-star hotel. It is absolutely magnificent. A couple of restaurants inside as well. The Yellow Pony Pub and, of course, Stirrups Restaurant. It is truly an experience. But Adam and I are actually staying in the Riding Academy Hotel, which is not within the backdrop of the arena, but is newer, actually new as of last summer, and is also really beautiful as well, and also dog friendly.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic facility. It really is. Who else we got? We've got Julie Nicol watching in Australia. Then we've got, I think it's Abu Zar, who's sent a message in Arabic. I'm not going to be able to translate. I mean, I could click the button, but I'm too lazy. So
I don't know. I don't know Arabic either. I'm so sorry.
I know Arabic, you go from left to right. No, right to left. Right to left. And not left to right. That's all I know. And Emmeline's watching as well, who sent a message in French, which is as good as my Arabic. Being British, we're very lazy.
If someone wants to send a message in Spanish, I could help with that beyond English, but that's about as much as I can do.
So English and Spanish. Got it. And Australian. I can do Australian.
Yeah. And yep.
New Zealand, I think. Pretty sure. Canadian, can do that. But not the French part. So we are getting set and ready to see the final selection come through here in this first round. We know we've got 11 clears at the moment. I think you alluded to this earlier, Katie, but I do expect when we get to the jump off, we might see 1 or 2 decide not to jump off tonight and save their horse if they are competing in the World Cup.
Yeah, I would think we'll see a couple of those just due to the sheer size of what this jump off is looking like, and it's going to be fast. You're going to have to commit and go for it if you want to get a good piece of this today.
Madeline's on YouTube Live saying that she wants to visit here one day and she loves that it's dog friendly. I think it's probably one of the most dog-friendly facilities in our sport, I would imagine.
Without question. My dog is here with me this week for that very reason, and he always has a grand time. You can walk into pretty much any establishment on site, and you'll find a tin of dog cookies at the counter, water bowls. It's very dog-friendly, and while it looks very grand on the screen, I can tell you it still does not do it enough justice to coming and visit in person. The sheer expanse of this facility and how grand it truly is, absolutely worth the trip to come. And if you're fortunate enough to ever be able to ride here, it is a magnificent experience, not just in this arena, but down to the stabling. These are the best stalls I've ever kept my horse in at a horse show, ever.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, got a question about your dog before Harry gets underway. He says, "What's your dog's name?"
My dog's name is Omaha. Thank you so much for asking.
But nickname Omi to his friends.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, now that we've sorted that out, let's get Harry Charles underway. He comes back with another ride. This is Casco Blue for Great Britain. Harry, of course, already clear with that first ride, and now the Olympic gold medalist returns with another on his string. What an exciting time for him. This one by Chaco Blue, out of a Cathargo Z mare. It's 15 years of age, and this horse can jump.
It sure can. This is another one that Harry knows quite well. They're in their 4th season together now, and the horse is pretty carefully managed now. He's in his mid-teens, but he's still jumping in super form. They were top 10 in the 4-star Grand Prix in Wellington 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's had some great results with this over the years. I don't want to jinx him, but more often than not, this horse jumps clear. I don't know what his actual percentage is, but I think it would be quite high.
Beautifully measured there.
Just pings off the floor, this one.
Yeah, you really have to fan out wide if you can afford it on the clock to this last line to have it well measured, and Harry did just that.
70.66. He's going to be a busy boy in that jump off if he decides to jump both of them. Casco Blue and Harry Charles there for Great Britain, earning a place in that jump off against the clock.
Well, I'd expect to see him back on at least one of them. We'll see if he opts to do both. Yeah, super with his body through that double of verticals.
Well, to Ireland, that's where we head next. Dara Kenny here with Eddie Blue, 13-year-old gelding by Eldorado van de Zohoek. Got Chaco Blue there, and it's breeding as well. He's another one that falls into the top horseman category. He's produced some great horses over the years. He's ridden to Olympic level, been to all the big championships, been to the Europeans, some medals there. And he's been building and building with his string, and I think it's probably just as strong as it ever has been now. And he had a great win in the World Cup over at the London Horse Show just before Christmas time.
Yeah, and that was with this horse. He's owned by the McCahill family, one of Dara's earliest supporters. Got this horse back in March of 2023. He really thought highly of the horse from the beginning. I remember they took a 3-star win, and afterward Dara said, I think this is not only a horse that can jump 5-star Grand Prix, but to win them, and he has certainly proven him correct. They already have 6 international wins in their partnership.
Yeah, he could ride pretty much anything.
Yeah. Yeah, early on in his career, Dara was quite the catch rider. And now he's really been able to produce horses for top sport. Yeah, beautiful track there. That is quite the horse.
Just over there. 73.11, Dara Kenny there, Eddie Blue. Finishes on the 2-time faults. It's not often at this level, 2-time faults gets you 14th place.
Yeah. I think, gosh, that was so beautiful to watch. They went around like it was an equitation course, a little bit slow, but I think a perfect setup. And on a day like today, when there are so many clears, it's just giving your horse a nice round ahead of the class on Saturday, unless you're looking to really go for it tonight.
He'll be heading out probably slightly frustrated, but I'm sure already happy as well with just how well that horse jumped.
Yeah, that horse looks like an absolute joy to ride.
Talon says, not seen Harry Charles ride for a while. Has he been doing less events this year? I don't think so. I think he's just been maybe traveling a bit more, bit in Europe, bit over here.
Yeah.
He all seems to be busy.
He's pretty much exclusively in North America for, you know, a good 6 months. So we probably just haven't seen him in Europe, but he's been competing pretty consistently here in North America. But you'll get him back, I'm sure, in the summer. Anyone in Europe, we'll enjoy having him for a little bit of the year. We'll share.
Yeah, we can lend him to you for the
Absolutely.
Vaclav Stenek getting underway here. This is Quinton, the rider we see here. Quite a lot. The team that own this horse, Rio Grange and the Lothlorien Farm team, now got a base very local to here.
Yeah, they've built a beautiful facility in Ocala, and it's become their new winter base, and they've utilized it quite successfully. I think Vaclav is just a super success story of hard work and seizing opportunity. He took a grooming job with Daniel Coyle's brother Jordan, and that led to a riding job at Lothlorien alongside Daniel. And now Vaclav is a 5-star Grand Prix winner. It's with this horse. Absolutely incredible story.
This is a horse that's been with that team for many years. They got
Yes.
the VDL auction as a 6-year-old in Florida, that annual auction. Yeah, Vaclav had a win at Spruce Meadows last summer. And he does a very good job, actually.
He does. Just the one down, but a really solid round. And again, he doesn't have a whole lot of experience doing these sorts of events.
No, exactly. And, there was a lot to like out there. Just a sort of tiny mistake that on any other day, or if he came back in and jumped this again, they would probably go clear.
Right.
But yeah, finishes up on the 4 faults, 68.56 there for Vaclav Stenek. We're going to come back to Great Britain once more. Charlie Jones this time. Capital 6 coming forward next to go. 14-year-old stallion. Normally for pleasure. Breeds some very nice horses, and this horse has those lines. But Charlie's been doing well. He's been getting up the levels with these horses, and it seems to be a bit of a theme, but it's another one that's just been kind of building and building. But this is a nice horse owned by Morningstar Sport Horses, and they came together, this pair, and I think they just clicked.
Yeah, absolutely. Carrie was unable to ride, and she was expecting her first child, and Charlie rode this horse, and it was an instant connection. And he went up to Carrie afterward and said, how can I keep riding this horse? I mean, this is phenomenal. And kudos to Carrie for believing in them, and she's given Charlie the ride on the horse, and he's produced him so well with great results. They call him Speedy Pete. They are also top 12 in the World Cup qualifying competition last season in Sacramento. And Carrie and Morningstar Sport Horses, they've really become supportive owners of young talent like Charlie, also Sean Cassidy that we've seen on the North American League this year. And now, of course, Carrie has her first child with her husband, Kevin Winkle, and she's riding and enjoying being an owner.
I haven't seen Carrie for ages. I think she was at the Thermal World Cup, because they've got a property up there. I just didn't see her, so hopefully she's going to be here this weekend. But if not and you're watching, hi Carrie.
Yeah, we miss you, Carrie. But hope you get to enjoy this round here tonight. What an effort. Oh, good for them.
Time to perfection there. 70.69. Get a little glance up at the board, and that'll just to be, just to confirm he's made it home within that time. But yeah, what a super job, and what a bond.
Yeah, good for Charlie.
And there's always a great atmosphere in this arena. People saying they're surprised that there's a couple of empty seats, but what we've got to remember is it's, only the afternoon here, and there's another, I don't know how many rings going at the moment. And obviously people are also working if they're local. But it doesn't matter what time of day you come to this ring, there's always an amazing atmosphere. And I think tickets are sold out for Saturday night.
They are. Reserve seating is sold out. You can get general admission tickets online that are still available, but all the reserve seating is sold out. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere.
I'm sure this is one of the riders we'll see in that World Cup. Will Simpson for the United States of America here with Thimar. A great win in August here last year, and the first rider I saw on this one I think was Daniel Coyle. It was back in about 2021. Then Jenny Rankin had the ride, and then Will's taken over the reins. But I know Will thinks a lot of this horse.
Yeah, he sure does. They've had some great results together already. Partnered less than a year. He only started riding him at the beginning of last summer. And he said he just has unbelievable qualities. He says he has the scope. It's taken them a little bit of time to get to know one another. But I think good things to come for them.
I know I've used this line before, but Will can ride anything as well, and has over the years. We've seen him with every single type you can get.
He has ridden some incredibly difficult horses. Big, very strong horses with a lot of blood. He's really good at managing that kind of power. And this is a great match for him.
74-27 again, just a touch steady there. Picks up 3 time faults, Will Simpson and Thimar for the United States of America. Frustrating for Will, but again, a great setup here for Saturday if that's in his plans, which I think it might be with that one.
Yes, and kudos to Bernie, Bernardo Costa Cabral, because that was such a brilliant decision that's really going to, weed out this jump off, a little bit and make a big difference in the class. That was absolutely the right move.
Oh, definitely. And I think when we see him, or what he's prepared for Saturday night, it's going to be tougher for sure.
Oh, yes.
The technicality will definitely be going up. Shane Sweetenham getting underway then. Next to join us here. This is a 9-year-old gelding. Lord Z lines and Corlan van de Klapshoot Z for Ireland. The Irish riders that have been over here for many, many years. And his whole family. When we say his family's involved with the sport, I think every single member of the family is pretty much involved with the sport.
Running Sweet Oak Farm alongside his wife, Allie. All 3 of their children ride and are pretty talented, being Olivia, Colin, and Lucy Sweetenham. This would be one of the younger horses in the class. Shane thinks really highly of this horse. Stephanie Holman of Sweden had him, produced him up to meter 40, and then Shane imported him last year, toward the end of the year, and they only debuted internationally in January, but it was a quick progression. In their first FEI class, they were runners-up in the 3-star WEF Challenge Cup at this meter 55 height. Shane's another that has ridden just so many different types of horses.
Well, for a 9-year-old who's still building up the mileage
right
at this level, I think that was a stellar round there for Shane.
All the horses' ages turn as of January 1st, but this horse isn't even technically 9 yet. By its actual birth date. Very early in the season. The 9-year-old year is a very influential year in a horse's career.
A couple of people on YouTube have been cheering for Shane, so I'm sorry you're not going to get to see him jump off tonight. But you wouldn't rule him out, when we get to the class that's tomorrow. There's another
exciting
one
young horse, though.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice seeing these horses because when we come back to the North American League next year, let's see what's changed. I think that's a real championship type that he's got there. Andre Timan next to come forward. Polly S. Great rider from Germany. This is an 11-year-old. Sir Shutterfly on the dam side. And, you know, they've been together a good long time now, this pair. He's been showing him since the horse was just an 8-year-old. He's done a great job of giving him experience, bringing him up the ranks, and we've seen him place top 10 in, I don't know how many World Cups, but quite a few.
And he's won some as well. Great to see Andre back in Ocala. He's come over from Europe and spent his winters in Ocala now for many years. This horse won the 4-star Lemieux Grand Prix here just a week ago. This horse has a ton of power. And Andre says it's not always easy with this horse. In fact, he drives me crazy, to be honest. He is on fire every day, and it takes a lot of calmness as a rider to deal with that power. He has the blood and power of 3 horses. And yeah, again, you see how calm and still Andre is in the saddle, managing that power, and it's really coming together for this horse.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great bit of adjustability down that final line.
Masterfully.
67.91 clear there. Andre Thiem out of Germany goes through into that jump off. You would never have to worry about giving this horse some extra energy.
Right.
He's got bags of it.
Everything that he does is thoughtful and calm and intentional. Even after the round, he pulls up right in the corner and elects to go off the right lead and not go straight back to the in-gate. He's just keeping everything under wraps, and he just did a superb job of it, and he's going to calmly walk back to the in-gate. Little jog. Yeah, super job. That's a class horseman there.
Well, about 15 combinations left to come forward here in this initial round. We know it's going to be an exciting jump off, so do stay with us all the way through to the very end as we find out who will be winning our Lugano Diamonds qualifier. Lily Keenan next up. I've seen her win some major Grand Prix at Spruce Meadows with this horse, but she's been everywhere with this one. It's called Faster. It's Lily Keenan next for the United States of America. 15-year-old gelding. Dam sire of Farmer. And Lily's currently ranked 27th in the world.
It's great to see Lily and this horse back together in the ring. There have been many points in Lily's career when she's called this horse the best that she's ever ridden. They won a 5-star Grand Prix at Spruce Meadows back in 2023. But he missed all of the season last year. This week is actually his first international show since September of 2023. So I know Lily is absolutely over the moon to have him back.
Lily also makes her own show coats, fun fact. I think this is one of hers that she's wearing.
Well, he looks super.
Yeah, her clothing range, if you like, her jackets, Lily by Flying Changes.
Oh, she says a major part of her routine is figuring out what color is going to be her color of choice. She's very fashionable, and she's done a lovely job with her show codes.
And quite the entrepreneur.
Yes. Well, Lily is very bright and has a Harvard education, and she uses it. Getting a little keen late. Super ride.
Yeah, and just finishes up on those 3 time faults. 74.07. Lily Keenan and Faster there for the United States of America. Finishes on the 3. Morgan Kennedy wants to know, she sent me a message on Instagram to say, do you have a favourite or most exciting competition to commentate on? You can go first, Katie. And I think we should probably say, apart from the ones that are at the World Equestrian Centre.
Yes, absolutely. I feel bad because I think my answer might be the same as yours, Adam. I don't know. I'm guessing here, but I would have to say probably the most special event that I commentate that I feel would be the World Cup qualifier at the Toronto Royal Horse Show. It's an incredible atmosphere. It's sold out. It's a very highly selective group that competes. And personally, for me, it actually takes place in a minor league hockey arena that is the normal use of that venue. And my father used to play hockey, so there are a lot of personal ties there as well.
Yeah, that's always a favourite for sure. I think maybe the World Cup finals in Omaha would be on that list. And then Scott Brash won a major title at Spruce Meadows a few years ago, and we kind of grew up about half an hour away from each other, so that one was pretty cool too. But let's introduce you to this one, Christian Kukuk and Stepano Balubay. This is going to be an exciting partnership to watch, I think. He represents Germany, and the horse by Chaman out of a Staccatos highlight there.
Yeah, this is quite a pair to introduce. Of course, Christian is the reigning individual Olympic gold medalist. This is an exciting new partner from him. The highly successful former partner of Richie Vogel. They had 15 FEI victories together, 9 at the 5-star level. And then the horse had a little bit of time off last year, missed about 4 months, and then Christian debuted the horse in December, and they're building up. I think they're going to have a lot of success together.
It's nice to see Christian with such a lot of nice horsepower now.
You know, and they are still very much, building back up while getting to know one another. This is, Christian said, his 3rd time here at this venue. He's a very big fan of it. He said when he decided to come over more to North America, he knew he wanted to come back here. And he'll be back again for the League of Nations, I believe, next month. He said he actually met his fiancée in Ocala. So this has a lot of meaning to him.
Do we know her?
I'm not sure exactly who his fiancée is, but he said he did meet her here and she is American. So, but a lovely story.
It all happens here in Ocala. But tonight just leaves on 4. But again, a new partnership on relative terms still coming together. And yeah, I think they're going to be winners for sure. Quick look to Jessica Johnson, says she's watching from the UK. I don't know where in the UK, Jessica, but wherever it is, it's going to be cold because it's freezing in the UK right now. Tom Watchman is next to Basco de Toxtriana Z. Taking us back here to Ireland for the 10-year-old Zanger side by Thunder van de Zuthove out of a Centolano mare. Although it looks a little bit cloudy here, it's actually probably perfect conditions. There's a little bit of a breeze. It's maybe not quite as warm as you would want it, Katie, but for everyone else, it's tropical.
Oh, it's never warm enough for me. No, it's lovely outside. There is a little bit of humidity, but there's a nice breeze. Great conditions. This is a very talented young rider in Tom Watchman, 20-year-old. Has the full backing of Coolmore Show Jumping, training under Cian O'Connor. He got this horse just in the fall. Right off the bat, they won a 3-star Big Tour Grand Prix in Spain. And they were top 5 in a 3-star Grand Prix in Wellington to kick off this year. This would be a big event for them. We've seen Max Watchman. He jumped at Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. But both riders... really pursuing the sport fully there for Coolmore Show Jumping. This is a lovely horse. Made that line look easy.
Certainly got the scope and the ability.
Wow.
Just over that time as well. So 72.72 for jumping, 1 time. Total of 5 there for Ireland's Tom Watchman to Basco. I know we've got 12 clears, but we could easily have had, 20 or something. There's a couple that have come so close. Echo and Diana have been shouting for Lily, saying we love you, Lily, but she's also asked, do we have a favourite rider to watch? It's very difficult to pick one.
Yeah, these are difficult questions. Favorite rider to watch? Mine would probably be a toss-up between Bayet Manley and Laura Kraut.
That's a good pick. I think I would go kind of traditional. I don't want to age him by saying traditional, but I like watching Aaron Vale recently.
I mean, Aaron is so competitive. He's a blast to ride.
I'm sure there's others as well. To be honest, most of them at this level are a joy to watch.
Exactly.
And if you get to come to a venue like this, don't just watch them in the ring. Go watch them in the warm-up.
Warm-up. That's my favorite.
Luis Sabino with us now. Scoop Decept on Z. I don't know how many horses he's got at the moment, but every time I see him, he seems to have a different one. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Hunter Sendro, and he won the Tequila Scenario Grand Prix here with us back in January, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was actually the opening feature event of the 2025 Winter Spectacular Show season here, kicking off the year with a super win. This is an exciting horse for Luis. The horse seems to just keep finding more and more. It's a smaller type horse, not the biggest stride, but yeah, keeps finding more. They've been building up since the spring of 2023. Really putting in the consistent rounds and knocking at the door. This is their first week at the 5-star level.
And I know, he's obviously very, very experienced. He's ridden so many horses over the years, so you'd have a very good idea that the horse was ready. But I think this week is still a bit of a fact-finding mission for him.
Yes.
So far, the answer to any question he's asked seems to be yes.
Oh, that's outstanding for him. Fantastic.
70.99. More importantly, though, nice 5-star clear for Scoop Decept on Z, who's just been climbing the levels with us here at the World Equestrian Centre over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I love this pair. You know, not the most conventional style, smaller, but just big heart, doesn't go in a lot of tack, and very fast. Watch out for them in the jump off.
Yeah, he's very competitive, isn't he? He'll be going for it.
So I have been given an update in that Christian Kukuk's fiance is Veronica Tracy.
Oh, there we go.
And Veronica was a big supporter and owned horses for Richie Vogel, and that is how Christian is now partnered with that horse.
You've got the inside scoop. Juan Manuel Gallejo comes forward next. Feta Sequoia Z. 16-year-old mare, this one. Another kind of more veteran type of a horse, but you can see she's just saying, "Let me at them, Dad."
Yeah, this mare is still jumping incredibly at 16. 106 international competitions together for this pair in their 7-year career at the FEI level. They've jumped at the Nations Cup finals. They've jumped at the World Equestrian Games. And now she's obviously managed a bit more carefully as she gets up into her mid and late teens. This is her first international show since last September. But that was quite the outing. They were top 10 in that $3 million Grand Prix at Spruce Meadows.
Yeah, that is a big one. And it's going to be $5 million this year.
Is that all?
That's all. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, so it's a year of fives.
That is a great way to celebrate.
And you'd love it there because there's a pet zone and they have dog shows every day. The super dogs are there.
Sign me up.
All sorts. He's just guiding this horse round, and the horse just...
Yeah, she's jumping
like
brilliantly. As good as ever. 16.
Nicely done. 70.92. Through he goes. Juan Manuel and Feta Sequoia Z for Spain. That's the second athlete going through for Spain here. Brings us up to 16 clears. It's probably a few more than our course designer would have wanted when he designed the track, but we know it's going to be an exciting jump off, and he's done a good job of giving these horses a nice setup for the World Cup here on Saturday, and it's going to be a very important World Cup here on Saturday.
Yeah, very influential, of course, kind of determining those final spots to go to the World Cup finals in Basel, and it's such a challenging task to set a qualifying course because it certainly has to be more friendly than the Grand Prix, but when you've got the cast that you do, quite a few of them are just showing their mastery.
Yeah, these are all Grand Prix horses, Grand Prix riders. And you can see them just kind of floating around, most of them. Lisokin and Aureline van Prinsveld for the United States of America. Second ride for this athlete. And again, it's nice to see her with that kind of depth in her string.
Yeah, Lisi's been building up some really nice horses. This one is just stepping up. It's its first meter 55 competition, but they've been partnered about a year and a half now. Lisi got the ride from Jos Verlooy back in the summer of 2023. A nice win at Old Salem last summer. That was at the 2-star level, but then stepped up, went indoors top 5 in the 5-star speed final at Washington. So a nice test to step up here early into the 11-year-old year. And Gelvira has really been flying the flag for Lisi in her string at the top level, and it's great for her to really establish some depth. And that's a rail I thought we would see more often, here today than we have, but that is a technical line.
Well, finishes up on the 4:69.77 there. Elise Sokin and Noraline van de Prinsveld for the USA. Already clear with that first ride, don't forget that though, so she will be back a little bit later on. We'll see her in the jump off with the other horse that she had here.
Still think she should be really pleased with that mare's effort, stepping up to the level for the first time and handled so many things really well. The horse is a lovely jump and brings down the front rail of quite a boxy line that you have to kind of gallop into. That was a really nice effort.
Yeah, certainly a lot to like there. Let's get Carly Anthony underway. Heavenly W next for the United States of America. This is a horse that we've seen McLean Ward ride in the past. Carly got the ride a few years ago, and they've had so much success all the way up to 5-star level. It's a 12-year-old gelding. It's by Calvaro FC. Bit of a Delia White mare. It's got Kidam de Revel bloodlines in there too. And this will be one of the best horses she's ever had. They've been together a long time. They're just like good friends, this pair.
Yeah, partnered for more than 4 years now. This is a super partnership. Carly has done such a lovely job with this horse. They finished top 5 at Washington. Carly is right on the bubble. At the moment, she's on the outside looking in. Oh, bit of a stumble there. Good on her to regroup. That's a bit uncharacteristic for this pair.
Yeah, certainly wasn't expecting that from them.
They've been on tremendous form. Again, just on the bubble, currently outside looking in on points to go to World Cup finals. And Carly said she wasn't going to chase, but she would like to go. And if it worked out and the results, happened, that she would pursue going to Basel. And with a good result here on Saturday night, she's very, very close.
Yeah, she's back on track, sticking to her plan, and it's nice to see that the horse wasn't phased at all either. They had a little bit of a mishap, and they just got reorganised, and they're just popping around nicely now.
Yeah, that is a very difficult thing to do as a rider. Put the kind of moment behind you. Have a little bit of short-term amnesia, and she's doing that beautifully. I think we're going to ignore the faults with this one and just say it was a bit of a mishap, because otherwise, it was pretty much foot perfect round there. Yeah, made it look easy the rest of the track. The score's certainly not indicative of the round, but truly indicative of the mental strength of Carly Anthony to put that behind her and ride such a smooth, confident round the rest of the way. Quick look to Cornet, who's watching in Ireland. Bennett says, what moment will you never forget in your time commentating? A favourite moment? Anything that sticks out? Oh, it's a little bit of an issue getting in here. That is a little bit... It's not abnormal for this horse, I would say. But normally once she gets going, it's fine. It's quite intimidating walk. You walk down quite the ramp. It's a very grand entrance here to this ring, and there's a lot to take in and a lot of space when you enter it. But it is really lovely to ride in once you get going. And you get some horses that are a little bit sort of gatey like that, a little bit kind of nappy at the gate. And but then once the bell goes, you pick up your canter, they settle into a rhythm, and they jump around quite sweetly. She's got everything she can on there.
She's got a liquid titanium mask, which is said to kind of take the edge off, and I'd imagine those are noise-reducing ears. She might have earplugs in as well. She's got little blinkers on her bridle there, so she's kind of using all the tools that she can just to help kind of take the edge off. And
Yeah,
keep the horse
channel
focused.
the focus on the task at hand.
Those blinkers are, you can barely see them, and they have to be 3 centimeters or less in diameter away from the horse's face. Just that tiny little kind of piece of leather on the bridle can make such a huge difference. So you've got a horse that likes to try and glance behind, or it's a little bit spooked. Just a little bit wiggly through there.
Yeah, she's working. Yeah, she's just
Doesn't have
not
a
like
distance.
the feeling that she's having.
I mean, these are big old fences here, and when you're trying to kind of take a check or make an adjustment, and the horse feels that they know best, it's not the best feeling, and you don't want to get towed over a fence at this height. So I think she did the right thing there of
Yes.
pulling out. I know some kind of traditional trainers would say never pull out, but I think the world's changed a little bit, and I think I'd always rather do that than end up crashing.
Yes. And she did a good job there. She could feel her horse is still a bit tense and hasn't quite settled into the round. She gave him a pat and just circled calmly, and now she knows, okay, you know what, it's just not quite working today. We'll save it for another day.
And I think with this one, it's just about taking that edge off. I think
Exactly.
if she was to jump round and then come back in and jump round again, the second round
Right.
would be perfect.
No, it's all about just getting that nervous energy out and getting the focus on the right things.
But on their day, this is a nice partnership. You see her, they're really trying to take a check. The horse was just running to the base of that
Yeah.
fence. Kent Farrington returns, second ride for him. A touch unlucky with the first one, so let's see if he can get through to the jump off. I certainly hope so, because he's always exciting to watch. And Orifina, such a top horse, as you'd expect, with him on board. But this one's pretty special.
Yeah. This is an absolutely incredible mare, and so great to see Kent back in the ring with her. She missed a little bit of time due to injury. Showed here a couple of weeks ago, of course, won in the Grand Prix qualifier, and that was just her second show back. So Kent's just slowly bringing her back up the grades, but she can do so many things well. She has a long stride. She can leave out anywhere she wants. Kent always says what they have to work on most is the turns. And he says she is truly one of the most careful horses that he's ever ridden. And that is an incredible feeling when you can just run and dare the horse to the jump and take the risk and know that they're going to pull it out for you.
Yeah, that really is all about relationship, isn't it? Well, Kent's having a bit of forefaultitis tonight, but if you've got to have that, then it's best to do it today, not Saturday.
Exactly.
Because he would be one of the odds-on favourites on Saturday, I would think. That finishes up on the 4 faults there, Kent Farrington.
Still, the mare looks super. Great to see her back in the ring. She missed nearly a year. Again, Kent just managing her superbly and taking his time on the comeback and reaping the rewards of that patience now.
Alex Volpe coming forward next. Candy Luck Z represents the United States of America. Alex trains with Marcus Beerbaum these days. This is an old ride of Willem Greve. Alex took over the ride last winter and has had some good finishes on the Major League circuit so far.
Yeah, these two finished top 5 in the 5-star Grand Prix on that Major League Tour at Angelstone last summer. Made their World Cup debut at Traverse City. Just bounding through that line.
Yeah, she'll have to use this area here just to rebalance, regroup a little bit.
Yeah, and she did that well. She stays out, elects for the patient route there to the combination. Alex went to the World Cup finals and made her debut at that championship back in 2022. At the time, she was juggling the sport with school. She majored in science, technology, and society at Stanford, but she graduated in 2023, now pursuing the sport fully. Really got underneath that oxer, but super effort from the horse.
Here saying, whoa, just wait. That gets it done. 70.28. Alex Volpe there, and Candy Luck Z goes through for the USA. That brings us up to 17 clear rounds.
Woo!
I can guarantee we're not going to jump off 17. I'd imagine we'll see 2 or 3 come out of there.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, she had to really kind of take a check in places. That was good. Jordan Coyle coming forward next. Chacolino represents Ireland. By Chaco Blue. He's got heartbreaker bloodlines in this horse. Came from a Bulgarian rider called Ruslan Petkov before Jordan had the reins. He's had some 5-star wins with this horse in the past. Been together, I think, probably about a year now, I think.
Yeah, they got him at the beginning of the season last year. Almost immediately stepped into 5-star competition, and they won right off the bat. That just shows all that Jordan thought of the horse. Jumped a World Cup qualifier in Ocala last season, then went over to Europe, and then missed a bit of time. We didn't see him for the remainder of the year, but they've come back strongly to kick off their 2025 season. They were top 10 in a 4-star Grand Prix at Wellington earlier this month.
Of course, their uncle was watching on Facebook Live when Daniel jumped round. I'm sure he's still watching for Jordan as well. He's going to have to stay up late in Ireland because we know that Daniel's definitely coming back for the jump off. Sadly, Jordan having that rail, but still making a very good job of this one.
Really nice finish. Horse has a massive step.
Finishes on 5 in total, 4 jumping in a time fault there for Jordan. Great setup here for Saturday. There's a lot of horse there.
Well, 3 of our 4 remaining riders are from Ireland, and Daniel still has another to come here, so lots more. Lots more to see if you're in the Coyle family.
Yeah, if you're cheering for Team Ireland tonight, they've definitely got a good shot. And Cian O'Connor certainly like to take another through, already clear with his first ride, and now returns with Cambella Blue PS, 11-year-old mare here. Like Cantelar, out of a Chaco Blue horse. Cian, of course, part of Team Ireland. He's ridden for Ireland to the very highest level. He's got an amazing base. And fun fact, he's into a bit of interior design.
Another relatively newer partnership for Cian.
That was nice an approach to that line. I think the horse was about to drift through its shoulder a little bit, and he just opened up that left hand, and just moving that hand a touch just kept everything nice and straight. Cian He's doing an amazing job.
Yep. Had to hustle a little bit there, but yeah, he has kept it together very well. And after riding around it once, he just tried to do the same thing again. You know the plan worked.
Exactly what he did. 71.03. Cian O'Connor for Ireland gives us another clear. We're up to 18. Vasco on YouTube says, for those that don't know, the course designer Bernardo Costa Cabral was an amazing rider. He represented Portugal in Nations Cups and holds a degree as an agricultural engineer.
And just a really nice guy.
He is a really nice guy. He's got a great family, and I know he loves a steak. We've eaten steaks all over the place together. But yeah, he's always one of our kind of favourites to work with. And he had a real tough job tonight, because it's always a tough job if it's a mixed field, but it's also a tough job because you can only build to the specification of the competition. And, you know, these are all 1.60 m World Cup Grand Prix horses, and there's only so much you can do. And the good thing with Bernie is he wouldn't look at that and then build something that was a little bit trappy or overcomplicated and then someone ends up getting in trouble. He just sticks to the plan, builds it to the spec, and then what will happen will happen. Michaela Longmire rejoining us, second ride on her string here for the United States of America. Pepita van der Rolbeek will be coming forward next. In fact, it looks like we're going to Daniel Coyle next. He's on track with us now with Farrell. Represents Ireland. Already clear with one. But this is a good friend to Daniel, this horse. They've been everywhere and done everything together.
Yeah, former multiple World Cup qualifier winner in Farrell, now 15 years old. Talk about small but mighty. This is a very tiny horse with a big heart. Won a lot of classes, just so competitive. Also missed a good amount of time. Actually was away from the sport for nearly 3 years. And then came back successfully, took a 4-star victory. Coming back in Toronto at the Royal, a winner there again this fall. And just great to see him looking well and jumping these big jumps.
It doesn't always jump as big as some other horses. It's sometimes a little bit economical over the fence, but that's just the way this horse goes. And he's got such bravery, such style.
The heart of a lion, this horse. And also just makes him that much faster because he's quick through the air.
Well, 69.91, Daniel Coyle will take 2 through to that jump off tonight. And well in with a shot of taking a win. Obviously, we mentioned earlier that his uncle was watching on, and someone just sent me a message there to say that the watch, the Longines timepiece that Daniel won, probably with this horse, I would think, last year, he actually gave to that uncle. So he might be sitting watching this with his Longines watch on right now.
That's a great story.
So up to 19 clear rounds. Just a couple left to come here in the first round, then boy, we are off to the races. Some of the best in the world getting ready to do battle against the clock, and Michaela Langmire would love to take this horse through. Pepita van der Rolbeek, the 10-year-old mare here. Very well bred. It's got Toulon lines in this horse. Second last to go.
This has been a really strong second horse for Michaela to give her some depth at the level behind Mimosa. They've been partnered for more than 2 years now. Took a nice win at Spruce Meadows last summer. And just getting, more and more reps in the ring at the level just gives you more confidence and experience. And Michaela's making the most of all of that. Great ride there.
Ashamed to have an early rail there. Just having to work a little bit hard on occasion with this one tonight. kind of a round of two halves, really.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of fell apart a little bit late.
17 is going to be her total. 72.47. Just not there, Knight. But it does leave us with just one left to come. One left to feature here in this first round. It's got a little bit flat towards the end. A quick hello to Martha Bowen, who is watching in Massachusetts on Clip My Horse. And Martha's asking, when do they have to declare their World Cup horse?
So when they enter this class, if they have two horses, they actually have to declare which horse they intend to ride in the World Cup. They don't have to stay true to that. They can change their mind, but they do declare the horse that they intend to jump in the World Cup of their two horses. And then the draw will come together tomorrow afternoon.
There you go, Martha. Now you know. Derek Henney, last to come forward here in this first round. Chaka Cassini, he's already been through the shrink. He knows what the test is tonight. He represents Ireland. And we've said it so many times, but we'll say it again. This is a very nice horse.
Yeah, this one was developed by a Danish rider in Ricky Heineking for much of his career. Then had quite a variety of riders over the last 2 years. Martin Fuchs had the ride briefly before Dara took over the reins in the fall. And they, again, some nice wins already. Took the 5-star speed stake at London in December. Kicked off the year with a 3-star win in Wellington. And Dara said straight away we just clicked. He describes him as unbelievably fun and competitive, and he said also has this huge stride which makes him fast against the clock. We won't get to see him on this horse in the jump off tonight, but I think still a relatively new partnership that will do a lot of nice things.
No, for sure. And just finishes up with a 2 down tonight. Derek Kenny there. Chaka Cassini for Ireland. 8 faults here in the first round of the Lugano Diamonds qualifier. Come back down this line again. I think he just shifted a little bit through that right shoulder. .46 starting total, 19 now getting ready to come back and jump off against the clock. As I say, wouldn't be surprised if a couple of these pull out, especially if they're going to be competing here in the World Cup on Saturday. They might want to save their horses for that, but even if that happens, we're still going to see a big number really go for it tonight. And just look at the names on this first page. You could easily get a winner out of that bunch.
Exactly. There's quite a group that could come back for this jump off, and it's going to get very, very fast. We'll see again who elects to maybe save their horse for Saturday, but either way, we're going to have one heck of a jump off. It is going to be very, very quick.
Who's your money on, Katie?
Oh my word! We'll have to see who. Right, have to see who's coming back. I still have to finish going through the list.
I don't know. I think for me, I would probably go for Daniel Coyle or Ian O'Connor. I think the Irish are going to do it tonight.
Well, Harry Charles has 2 in there, so I think he's going to give it a good go. I think he could be in with a shot tonight. And then also just Andre Tima and that horse have been in super form. They could easily do it again. So I'll take the English-German side.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I'm going with the Irish, but for those in North America that are listening, I am Scottish and not Irish, because I know people get confused, and I don't want them to think that's, I'm biased and that's the only reason. But Daniel Coyle is so competitive, and Cian O'Connor's just got some amazing horses at the moment. I think those two are going to be... I think they'll be there or thereabouts tonight. But we'll wait and see. There's certainly a big field. And for those with 2 horses, sometimes, and again, it depends on the horses you've got and the plan that you have and the season and how they felt, that sometimes you would choose which one you want to jump off, because it's quite a lot to get one organised, come in and jump it, go out, get another one organised, come in and jump it. So sometimes, if the horses are both at a similar level, you would kind of pick the sort of best shot that you had. The other tactic, of course, is come in with your first one, and then if it doesn't go to plan, you've still got one. And
another
if it does
chance.
go to plan, you can pull the other one out. You can always edge your bets.
Options are great.
The options are unlimited. But it is going to be very, very quick when we come back for that jump off. Again, if you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, let us know who you think it's going to be. If you want to see the start list for the jump off, you can head to longinetiming.com, select the event, and then, of course, the competition in question. You'll be able to see that list, but let us know who you think it's going to be. You can stick that in the comments box on Facebook, on YouTube, or search for Adam Cromarty on Instagram and send me a message. We're going to take a very short pause in the action. This is going to be exciting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a moment. Well, we are getting set and ready to see the jump off that will decide the winner here in the Lugano Diamonds qualifier. A lot of prize money up for grabs here this evening. And of course, they're also looking to qualify for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup that will take place here on Saturday. It's going to be very exciting. It's the final leg on the Longines FEI Jumping North American League. And yeah, I think it's going to really shake things up. We were talking about that earlier, Katie.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. This jump off is definitely going to separate the field a little bit, and we're going to see who's really going for it tonight. Maybe who's just looking to get, a little bit more time in the ring ahead of Saturday. And then, I think a fewer might just elect to save their horses for another day. So we'll look to see what the final list ends up like. And when it all gets down to Saturday, it's really going to kind of be it's going to be the decider. It's really going to be that final test to who is going to earn their place to go to Basel. And it's really going to come down to the wire.
Well, you can see those runners and riders on your screen at the moment. And I think pretty much every single one of them has won a competition at this level in the past. This is not a new group.
No, this is a very experienced group.
It's kind of top shelf. But we know that jump off course has got twists and turns. It's got areas you can really kind of move up. I think for the jump off course we're going to see tonight, I think you need a horse that's adjustable, also with good ground speed. Because you're going to have to use all the tricks tonight to try and get home faster.
Exactly. With this size of a field, you're going to have to fly, and the jump-offs here at this venue typically do invite that, and this jump-off track does have quite a few gallop lanes, but there are a couple of tight turns as well, so you're going to really need to have the adjustability in your horse to be able to navigate that well, and that was certainly the case in the first round, particularly in that last line, which really asks you to move forward and then collect to the final two fences.
And having Daniel Coyle and Farrell going right at the end, I think that's going to add a bit of pressure on.
It sure
People
is.
will know he's coming at the end.
And he's going to be going for it with that one. I wouldn't expect him to jump that one in the World Cup. I would expect him to jump Incredible in the World Cup. So he'll be going for it. And that horse is going to have probably a different plan than anyone else anyway. Similar to one of Kent's types, in that it's small. It's probably going to do more strides than the other horses, but it's going to do them faster.
Yep. 100%. He's going to be flying here tonight. Talon is on YouTube and has said Harry Charles for the win tonight. Agreeing with you, I think. Kelly's going for Andre Tima. We've got Terry, who's got his Laura Crouch got to win Team USA. Danny says he agrees Daniel Coyle. He thinks he could be first and second. Well, that would be a big ask tonight with this group, but I'm sure there'd be lots of celebrations if that happened. Emily says, who's Emily going for? Emily's going for Spencer Smith. There you go.
That is a tall order for Spencer Smith if he can hold through 19. Again, we'll see how many do come back, but it's a lot of horses to have to hold through. If he does that, that'd be quite the feat.
Quite the story. The tractors are just making those final little adjustments out there, and then we will be underway here with this jump off. And if people are local, we know the reserved seating sold out, but people can still come down on Saturday, can't they?
Yes, there are general admission tickets available. You can purchase them online. They're only $15. And there's plenty of room to, spread out around the venue. This venue is huge, and there's going to be plenty of places to watch and try to catch a glimpse of the competition.
Yeah, there's always a bit of a crowd around this arena. There's always a good atmosphere. And there's always lots of dogs around the arena as well. Doesn't matter what time of day you come down here, there's dogs in the grandstand.
And my dog's there right now.
Just watching on.
He is.
I wonder who Omi thinks is going to win.
He would know.
He would. He's watched a lot of show jumping. Well, we're getting set and we're getting ready to see that first horse come through. It's going to be exciting. And here's our first one on the way. Well, here we go. Jump off time. We know it's going to be exciting. We know it's going to be fast. And we're going to see some of the very best in the world come forward. Spencer Smith is the first of those. HHS Seattle for the United States of America. Going in first. Never easy. You want to try and put some pressure on. I think what we will see as well, though, I mean, although these are great athletes, they're also great horsemen and horsewomen as well. And I think a lot of these people will stick to their plan. They won't be thinking, oh, I've got to go super fast and just gallop like a maniac. They're going to stick to their plan and, you know, work on producing their horse whilst also being competitive.
Exactly, because you don't want to go crazy and let things out too much and expect to have an incredibly rideable horse on Saturday night. They're going to come into the ring and think it's just time to go again. So you don't want to completely let it all out of the bag.
Well, he got us underway in the first round. He gave us the first clear. It's the horse by Pacino. We have a Cavalier Royale mare.
Again, great pathfinders from the first round, and will now give us the first look at the jump off, and it will look familiar. They actually start with the very first line from the first round.
First rail comes down.
So from there, it's a rollback right. Again, the same first three fences, so the oxer at 3. Then they're going to sweep right to a new fence, an oxer, this Lemieux oxer, across the center of the ring. Then it's going to be a left turn to fence 12. This was a plank, now a material change, a little bit more inviting for speed in the jump off, just a vertical. Now it's going to be a left rollback turn to 7AB. So definitely relying on efficiency there. And then it's a long gallop right to the vertical at 9. Again, this has a change of material, no longer a skinny, it's the Lugano vertical to finish.
Well, it's 8 faults here tonight, 48.16. He knew he had to take the odd risk here and there, and your horse jumped so well in the first round for Spencer tonight, so I'm sure a little bit of disappointment, but I think he'll also be happy with Seattle and the effort from the first round.
Yeah, and that's what you have to remember, is that first round. Because the horse jumped super, and it's quite a tall order to go fast in a jump off this large of this caliber.
Well, Hunter Holloway is normally very competitive. We've seen her be competitive on so many horses over the years. Henry Jota Ariel knows this arena well. They've been placing fantastically over the last few weeks. Could it be her night? That would be a great story as well.
Yeah, and this mare looked fantastic in the first round. I think things are really starting to come together for this pair at the level. I would say they won't have had too many jump-offs, certainly at this level, under their belt, so this should be a great experience for them as well.
She's picking up a bit of ground speed, but just protecting that front rail. Look at it cover the ground here.
Yeah, easily eats up the 7. But you don't want to catch too much of a flyer there, so you can be tidy back to this oxer and set up your track here. So much room between those two fences.
She made that work. And again, it opens up here.
Yeah, Hunter's giving a really smart ride. She's not going crazy at all, giving the horse a good experience, practicing opening up the pace a little bit, and setting herself up nicely for Saturday. That was a super ride here. And she's going to just be a little patient to the last, again, protect that vertical, but again, a very smart ride.
Well, 46.43 is the time that Hunter Holloway comes home with tonight. Henry Jota Ariel, great double clear, great setup for later in the weekend. Great mileage and ring experience as a sort of relatively new partner at this level. So I think she'll be very happy. I don't think she's going to stay on top of our leaderboard.
No.
I think she should be very happy.
Yes, I think the horse looked super, and that was more great mileage for her at the level. And again, leaving with a confident horse that's still thinking on, focusing on the rider ahead of Saturday's World Cup.
Well, there's not many more experienced than our next athlete here. Laura Kraut, Dorado 212, important member of Team USA. And she would be a real contender with this one tonight.
Yeah, this pair has all the experience from the 5-star Grand Prix to championships. If Laura wants to have a go at it, she's going to be competitive. Yeah, gets a super jump in, meets the 7 nicely, and is quite efficient back here to this next oxer. Super ride.
Just opens up this canter, and she can go on a long one with this one.
Yeah, and doesn't take a check at all. Doesn't second guess herself, just adjusts the track but keeps the rhythm. It's a beautiful ride so far.
Well, and she's 3 seconds faster, which is quite a feat, but she comes in really tight here, gets up in the air. Oh, that was class through there.
This
really
is a
nice
class round. What a textbook jump off. Takes a risk to the last 2 and gets it. Wow.
40.91, Laura Kraut shoots straight to the top of the leaderboard, and now it's most definitely game on. That will make things very interesting because now there is some pressure. The way she rolled back into that double, there's not many that are going to be able to do it like that.
That was absolutely beautiful. That's a round that you want to study.
Look at this, comes in a couple of strides up in the air, one stride and back out, kind of turning through the air.
Exactly. There was no hesitation in the turns or in, opening up the stride.
Using that upper body, you can see her coming light in the saddle and opening up, and then just by bringing her shoulders back is almost enough to bring the horse back. She barely has to touch the rein.
Oh, there were very little touching of the reins in that round.
Yeah, just kept thinking forward, moving forward, and ended up 5.5, maybe more seconds faster than Hunter Holloway. Like 2 very different horses at different stages of their careers as well.
100%.
Again, it's great to see that the riders like Hunter wouldn't be pushing that horse to be as fast as Laura's because she knows it's not quite there yet.
Right.
It's jumping really well. It's jumping double clear at this level. And then once it's uber confident, then you can start to take those little risks. Chad coming forward next, taking us on a little trip to Canada with Igor GPH. First one to take on that challenge, Alaric right here. 40.91, that's the challenge. Asking for that countdown to be paused. And once they're organised, the countdown will be back underway. And then it's time to gallop. I was used to these big expansive arenas. Been growing up at Calgary and at Spruce Meadows.
Yeah, Kara's used to having a good bit of space to run. Just looking at these turns, letting the horse kind of have a look and making sure everything's comfortable. Yeah, just this horse has such a big step. The 7 got so easy.
It's really hard to keep covering the ground and then bring this one back, just because of that sheer stride line. She's sticking to her plan.
Really efficient back here to the combination. Opening up the stride where she can.
And 4 faults in a good time could still get a nice piece of prize money tonight. 43.57, just that one rail down for Cara Chad and Igor GPH. She's up on that single rail, but Laura Kraut still very much on top of that leaderboard at this stage. 12 left to come forward here in this jump off. Rennie Dittmer is going to be standing by to get underway next. Wind just picking up a little bit here as well. Might be able to hear the arena microphones there. And here's Rennie Dittmer, Jumpy Vant to Hermitage.
I think this will be a great experience for this pair. They won't have many jump-offs at all together, but again, experienced horse, experienced rider, so this would be a great opportunity for Rennie to kind of test out some of those different gears.
I think he was kind of thinking about trying to get a little bit of an angle over that Oxer past the in-gate there.
Yeah, horse just kind of fell in left with the shoulder a little bit.
Flat through there. You know, Rennie's a real talent, and he'll take a lot away from that jump off. He'll know what he needs to work on for next time. Finishes up on the 20, 42.03. A little bit of backstage news as well. 3 have chosen to not be jumping off tonight. That is Francisca Mollier, Keane O'Connor and Harry Charles. I think I said earlier that I thought, you know, if you had 2 horses, you might try and concentrate on one, and I think that's what those 2 have done. They both brought 2 horses through to the jump off, but they have withdrawn 1 each. So we've lost 3 from our 19 total. But Elise Aiken is definitely with us. She rides Jalvera, the USA. .91 to beat.
This mare can be quite quick, and so far off to a nice start. Really covers the ground well, and Lacey is quite bold, takes a risk there to the Oxer across the center. Resets a little bit here just to protect this vertical. Hopefully that will set her up for a nice turn here back to the double. Yeah, and that's where, you know, she does take the risk to be efficient there, but pulls the rail. The mare's getting a little bit keen. She's making her wait and be patient to the last fence.
43.66. Time-wise, it would be good enough for second, but that rail pushing her down into 4th place. Laura Kraut still holding on in there at the top. Fly Girls on YouTube says, "Go Laura, she's a goat with jump-offs."
She sure is. The other great thing about Laura is that, you know, she's someone that so many people look up to in the sport, and sometimes you worry about meeting your heroes, but not when it comes to Laura Kraut. She is the kindest, most down-to-earth, easily approachable, everything that you would hope for in and more in someone that you look up to as a role model.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and always has been.
Always.
Here's someone who has brought 2 horses through to the jump off, and at the moment is going to be jumping both of those in the jump off. Daniel Coyle, first of his 2. This is incredible. It's a partnership that just keeps getting stronger and stronger, and the bond was pretty much there from the get-go as well. But I think Daniel's got a lot of confidence in this horse. I think he can just let the horse move and know that everything's going to be okay.
Oh, and Daniel's just so good at riding out of a rhythm.
Look at that.
Wow.
But doesn't get away with it. But if he does that with his second ride, I think they'll be spot on there. I think they'll be maybe even up in the clock at that early stage. Although he's half a second slower than Laura, I think he maybe has just slowed down a hair.
Oh, he absolutely did. Still very quick.
40.94. Just 0.03 of a second away from Laura's time, but sadly having a rail there. First of two there for Daniel Coyle. I think he'll be back a little bit later. And probably hungrier than ever after having that rail, because other than that horse jumped nice.
The horse jumped incredible and had a beautiful style over the oxer. Just got a little bit to the base with the risk, you know, and jumped very, very high and just didn't quite get across.
Let's take a trip to France next. Nina Malavey, the young and talented rider with Nika van de Bishop.
This again will be a little bit of a fact-finding mission and an opportunity for Nina to just practice and jump off. She doesn't know this horse well at all. I don't know that they've had any jump-off experience.
It's going to be interesting to see whether she's going to, you know, go that little bit slower as a getting to know you type round, or if she's going to think of what this horse has done, what she's done, and how quick she normally goes.
And she's a very fast rider. She already won the opening 5-star class, the 2 phase, with her other mount here this week by Clementine.
I think this horse would give you just bags of confidence when you go.
It seems like it.
It's a nice feeling. Let's take a look at her split time as she comes out of here.
I mean, Nina certainly looks like she has all the confidence in the world in this horse.
0.3 of a second.
Right there.
Behind one of the best in the world. Come on, what a young talent this is. And look at her go now, right down to this final fence. 40.91 to beat.
She's right there.
Let's take a look.
Just over. Wow, what a ride. That's an exciting partnership. Absolutely.
No matter what happens, she's won because, as you mentioned, they're new. They're still getting to know each other.
Wow.
And it takes guts to, on a horse you don't know, to open up like that to the last.
It sure does. That was impressive.
Well, keep an eye on that pair. So far, though, no one's caught Laura Crouch. She is still up there. We've got 8 left to see in our jump off. Harry Charles withdrew the other ride. It will be coming forward now with Casco Blue for Great Britain. This is one of your picks, Katie, I think, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely. I'd take Harry in this, though. I'm not sure after the round that I saw Laura have. We'll see.
Well, yeah,
it's a tall order.
Pretty spectacular, really.
Well, this one covers the ground very quickly. Maybe fans out a little bit wide, but keeps on the pace.
Yeah, if you can leave the fences up, I think he's going to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, super across the middle. This horse definitely has good RPM.
Yeah, just under a second away.
Really economical here late. Flying to the last. It's going to be close.
40.91. Has he done it? Oh,
just
no,
over. Good chase, though.
Into second place. Harry Charles there for Great Britain.
Laura sure has dared them.
Into third. Laura's still on top. And it seemed like Harry maybe just picked up the pace towards the end a little bit.
He made up a ton of ground from the combination to the last fence. Went out maybe just a little bit wider in the early going.
I think that horse was giving him a great feeling tonight, and he thought, actually, I can just...
Let's go for it.
On here. It's a little bit damp out there now. But it's not going to slow these riders down. Charlie Jones and Capital 6, we stay with Great Britain. Laura Kraut leads, Harry Charles second, Nina Malavey in third place. This is far from over. Lulu's on YouTube Live saying, go Harry Charles, Ick and Diana C. Eek. There you go.
Eek is right.
Eek, I know.
Well, I'd love to see this rider get a nice win. He has done such a wonderful job with this horse.
Just nice back to there. Using that upper body.
Chasing!
Arms and elbows down there. We got
it's a horse race here for Speedy Pete.
Does cover the ground. Oh, he's up on the clock. He is faster than Laura.
Come on, Charlie.
Good round here. He protected that front rail nicely.
Wow.
Now he's got to be Speedy Pete.
What a
40.91.
ride! He's got it!
Pushes through 40.72 straight to the top.
Oh,
Charlie
good for
Jones.
Charlie Jones.
For Great Britain, Capital 6 sets a brand new standard, 40.72. I don't know if there's any doors open now. Boy, they're going to have to fly to catch that.
That was a bold ride. He gave it everything he had. What a moment for that pair.
Protecting that front rail of the Oxer into the double. He didn't overcook it there. He knew he had just enough time to just be a touch careful. Well, Charlie Jones now out in front. Laura Kraut pushed to second. Harry Charles in third. Great Britain first and third. USA in the middle in second there. But could we see Germany go to the top? Andre Tima next. Polly S. 40.72. Don't know where you'd make up that time. I think it's going to come down to just ground speed now, how fast your horse's legs can move.
I mean, this horse certainly has the stride and can be very fast, but Andre won't want to let things get too out of hand because this horse has a lot of blood, but he has all the power to jump from anywhere.
You can see him moving up, but then really just taking that space to make sure you had it back in time.
But look how this horse covers the ground. Just eats it up. What a massive stride.
He's not far away. Got the angle there.
Gave it a good go while still, you know, having to pull a little bit on this very strong horse.
Yeah, and he was faster, 40.70.
Wow.
0.02 of a second faster, but just with that rail.
And he even took a little bit more of a check at the end to the last after he had the rail. That horse is, I mean, just the step. He just is about 2 steps of another horse in one stride.
Yeah, you've got to be able to, I think to win this now, you've got to be able to roll back to this double that we can see on screen here. And that's such a tough test. Luis Sabino comes next. Scoop de Skept on Z. Again, you know, he's always competitive, this man. He's won here before. He's been producing the horse up the grades. He was aiming this horse towards World Cup this week. That's what he's been preparing for.
And this is a very different type of horse from what we just saw from Andre Tima, but probably a little bit similar to Speedy Pete. This horse can be very quick across the ground, but has a little bit of a smaller step, but super game, very efficient and quick in the air as well. But just fanning out a little bit wide here.
Just a bit behind the time, but again, you know, this horse newer to this level.
Yeah, this
still
is
learning the craft.
This is a big night for him. I mean, he's really answering all the questions when stepping up to 5-star for the first time. So I hope Luis is just over the moon with him. He should be.
Oh, for sure he should be. I mean, 42.81. Jumps a double clear, goes 5th. On another day, I mean, that could be good enough to be...
We'll win a lot of classes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Nina Malavich.
Oh, he looks thrilled. Good.
Well. Yeah. And it's a testament to what you can jump here in this arena as well, because he's jumped that, I think, nationally, then he's jumped it in a 2-star and a 3-star.
Right, there's so many.
Happen so quickly.
So many opportunities to give a horse great experience and develop them in big atmospheres, jump under the lights. It's fantastic.
Well, 40.72 still at the top. Juan Manuel Gallejo and Vera Sequoia Z takes us to Spain. And this is quite a fast horse as well.
Super turn. Like another with a very big step, similar to Andre's horse. Again, fanning out a little bit wide here. But this horse is, 16 and still jumping incredibly. It's great to see.
Gives him a little bit of space. Yeah, still comes down the front bar.
He was trying to protect it.
I think we'll see him in the World Cup with this one, I would think. We'll wait and see, but today he's going to finish up on the 8:44.37. for Juan Manuel and Fede Sequoia Z. It's 11th at the moment. 3 combinations left to come. Has Charlie Jones done enough to take it for Great Britain? He's got 1 for the US to chase him. He's got 2 for Ireland to chase him. This is far from over here tonight. It could go right to the wire.
There are some very fast combinations here in the late going. Ending with 2 Irish riders.
Well, first of that final 3. Alex Volpe, Candy Luck Z for the United States of America. Last chance for Team USA to get on top here. 40.72 to beat. I think Alex will be sticking to her plan. I think she's going to be competitive tonight. I don't think she's going to be chasing Charlie. But we'll wait and see. She's given this a forward-thinking ride. Just giving the horse enough room and enough space to answer these questions.
Yeah, again, a great opportunity to kind of practice that jump-off situation. This is a naturally quick horse.
You're saying whoa through that distance.
And it's still quite competitive. She's going to just, you know, work on protecting this last rail.
I think she should be very happy with that.
Yeah.
42.87. Nice double clear. A good competitive round there. Takes her 6th at the moment. 2 left to come. So top 8 in the qualifier. Working ahead towards Saturday in the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala.
To be top 10 in this field on this night, this many clears is a feat.
Yeah, for sure. I think she'll be happy with that round. And I like that she stuck to her plan and didn't try and chase Charlie. Right, 2 left to come. Cian O'Connor, first of those, Canbella Blue PS for Ireland. Let's see what Cian's going to do. I think he's going to take on the challenge. Let's see. 40.72 at the top. Charlie Jones leads for Great Britain. Laura Crouch second. Harry Charles for Great Britain in third. Another naturally fast horse, this one. This one can really turn. He just slithered over the top there.
Yeah, eats up the ground. 10 to the oxer. Yeah, hits that right on the mark. Very efficient here through the turn. Little bit fussy, slows him down a little bit.
I think he's quite as fast. Let's wait and see though. 40.72.
It's going to be close here down to the end. Yeah, just over, but it was right there.
41 seconds. He was there, wasn't he? 41 seconds into third place. Cian O'Connor, double clear, into third with Canbella Blue PS. That was a great round. He might be thinking, oh, if only I'd done whatever, but, you know, super round. I bet that's what he's thinking as he heads out there.
Oh, 100%.
Less than 0.3 of a second isn't very much. It's, you know, less than a stride.
Okay.
Is it over? Well, not
absolutely not.
Anything to do with it. Daniel Coyle and Farrell here for Ireland. He's last to go. He knows he's got to go tight. He knows he's got to go fast. But the good news is, I've never seen him in a jump off where he doesn't go tight and he doesn't go fast. 40.72 is the challenge. We know his uncle's watching back home in Ireland. Probably wearing the Longines watch that he won at the World Cup. But let's see if he's going to be.
He's starting off with pace, and this horse is so fast across the ground and can turn. This is like a little dirt bike, this horse.
Yeah, it just really loves these jump offs. It loves going fast.
Lives for it. It's what he does best.
And to be fair, that Oxford off the corner was probably the one I was most worried about for him. So I'm glad he's over that. If he can make it over the first part of the yellow double as well,
exactly,
I think he's got a good shot.
Super angle there. Come on, Farrell.
He's got half a second to make up, but he could do that with this horse. And look at him coming in here.
Super out of stride. Oh, he's going to horse race till the end. He's pumping the body.
Look at this.
It's going to be close.
He pushes over. He's done it.
He's got it.
40.18. The win.
Oh, wow. What a finish.
Daniel Coyle. He's won on this stage before. He's done it again. He came last. He knew what needed to be done, and boy, he got the job done tonight. That was incredible. And half a second down with, what, 3 efforts to go?
I mean, he just threw his entire body and galloped that horse home, trusting Farrell to keep the fence up. And what a horse. That is just such a tiny little horse with such a big heart. I am thrilled for that horse.
An amazing end to the story tonight in the Lugano Diamonds qualifier. Daniel Coyle takes the win for Ireland. 40.18 is going to be our winning time, and you can see our confirmed result on screen. And kudos to Charlie Jones as well, because that was a great round.
Incredible. A great night for Charlie, and Laura Kraut giving quite the standard for them all to chase. I mean, she defined this jump off.
And Nina Malavey, I think, should get some sort of special prize for new partnership to look out for or something.
That is a partnership to watch. Couldn't have gotten off to a more exciting start for Nina Malavey and Nika van de Bishop.
Yeah, an amazing night.
And there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And
I think
that's
I
amazing.
chose Daniel, didn't I, Katie? I think
you did. I will give that to you 100%, but I'm not upset.
The bars on you.
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
Okay.
Andre Tima rode incredibly tonight as well. I mean, that time would have ended up second if it wasn't for that rail.
Yeah, no, what a thrilling jump off. Did not disappoint. It is quite the field here. What a list.
And if anyone, for whatever reason, wasn't already excited about the World Cup here on Saturday night, I think now they will be. Because we know it was going to be incredible here on Saturday, and I think this competition's really set the story.
Right, it has certainly shown the caliber of combinations that are here. It is truly a cast that you can't help but get excited about, and they're going to put on quite a show here on Saturday. It's going to be tougher, that's for sure, but we're in for a treat.
Yeah, and I think, reflecting on the first round track, I think Bernardo Costa Cabral, being completely honest, I think he'd probably want less clears than we had.
Sure.
But I think these horses have been set up really well for the weekend.
Yes. And speaking of the weekend, there is so much more to come. Of course, in addition to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Ocala on Saturday, we have more 5-star competition tomorrow at 3 p.m. And that is the 5-star winning round competition. And that is, again, 3 p.m. Eastern that you can watch on FEI YouTube as well as Clip My Horse.
Well, we can see Melissa Brandes out there from Lugano Diamonds getting ready to meet her winner. And we're going to get set to see those top horses come and join us for their prize-giving ceremony. Many congratulations once again, though, to Daniel Coyle taking the win here for Ireland. So much sport to enjoy as the weekend continues, as Katie just mentioned, with that winning round tomorrow, the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Ocala, here on Saturday night on Clip My Horse. If you've been watching on YouTube or Facebook today, it's been so good to have your company. Thank you so much to everyone who's been getting involved with the conversation. If you've been watching on those channels, don't forget, if you want to watch the World Cup here on Saturday, then you have to join Clip My Horse. So make sure you've got that organised and you come and join us for that, because it's going to be amazing, Katie, isn't it? It's going to be the final chapter. It's so close.
It could not be a more brilliant finale for the North American League season. It is going to be absolutely thrilling, and I cannot wait.
Well, we're going to hand over next to Brian Lucabill, who is our in-ring announcer here this evening. He's going to take us through this prize-giving ceremony. But from me, Adam Cromarty, alongside Katie Stazak, enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are watching in the world, and we'll see you back here very soon.
World-class destination in Ocala, Florida, draws athletes and spectators from around the world. Witness top-level equestrian competition and stay in the heart of it all in luxurious accommodations with abundant shopping and gourmet dining. Plan your visit to one of the world's greatest places at WEC.net.
our title partner and official timekeeper of the series, Longines. Making their way down the ramp right now, top 8 entries again for the awards here today. We finished up with quite the number qualified for jump-off action. A couple of them choosing to save their ride for the Saturday night feature, but we did finish with 16 that jumped off today. 9 of them went clear over the field course. The front runner, of course, the last with the fastest finisher. Here comes Daniel Coyle leading the way with Farrell. Joining us, owner Ariel Grange, who also accepts that salute. Winning time, 40.18 rather, for the victory. And then we get that winner's share of the prize money, $117,000 total offered up in this round 2 qualifier. We have Charlie Jones for Great Britain with capital 6 in second. Laura Crowd of the USA with Dorado 212 in third. Ireland's Cian O'Connor and Cambella Blue PS in the fourth place, with the Harry Charles ride Casco Blue in fifth. Nina Malave for France with Mika van den Bishop in sixth. Luis Sabino Gonsalves and Scoop de Septon in seventh, and Alessandra Bosby and Candy Luck Z in eighth place. We'll, of course, follow our tradition of paying tribute to the winning nation at this time. And, of course, it was a rider for Ireland, adding yet another big finish to his running record. It is Daniel Coyle. If we could ask all of you to please rise and remove cover for the national anthem of Ireland.